Here is another reason why you guys need to use securedroofingandrestoration.com.
Yes, sir.
Because they are doing a March Madness promotion.
Okay, I like what you're throwing.
Hit me with the boom shakalaka.
Okay, you want it?
Yeah.
Boom shakalaka!
If you get a free roof inspection with Secured Roofing and Restoration, they are doing a weekly giveaway, and they're going to randomly choose one person that got an inspection, and every week give away a $100 Visa gift
So
card.
you get an inspection, boom, you could win $100. Easy.
Yeah. And with Secured Roofing and Restoration, when you get that free roof inspection, just email us proof that you're getting the inspection, and we'll send you a gift.
Yeah.
And if you end up getting a complete roof through Secured Roofing and Restoration, you can get up to $500 cash back.
Even if you're using your insurance to claim. I mean, they'll work that out for you, but look, it's all gifts. All you got to do is call our guys, Secured Roofing and Restoration. They do all the work themselves. They don't sub it out to anybody else. It's their guys.
Yeah, that are putting on the roof.
When we talk to somebody, guess who we talk to? We talk to the owner. The buck stops with that guy.
They'll handle your insurance company. You don't have to worry about any of that. They're a really quality company, and you at least owe it to yourself to get the free roof inspection.
Indeed.
And get your
the gifts.
have the chance to win the $100 a week.
Well, that's not really a gift. That's just cash.
Yep, it's securedroofingandrestoration.com.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
Tom.
I want to bitch about chicken for a second. I don't
Bitching about chicken?
I don't know what all the parts are, and we were talking about it during a break. And like, if I get a breast of chicken, we went to a fancy Southern restaurant over the weekend with some friends, and when I go to these type of like good Southern eateries, I always have a tendency to try the fried chicken just because it's easy. It's an easy go-to, and me and my wife can split it, and I love fried chicken. So
if you're at an Italian restaurant, try the lasagna.
Exactly. You go with like the best thing.
Yeah.
So I'm trying this fried chicken, but I'm noticing as I'm eating the chicken that there are a lot of little things in chicken that I've always wondered. Like, what's that flap of? It's not a bone. It's kind of like a little, I'm assuming it's like cartilage or something, but it looks like a bone, but it's like, it almost could be a boxer's mouthpiece.
Okay, yeah.
That's in the chicken, and and then you pull all the meat off, and then it's smooth and like,
it's cartilage.
It's very odd. Like, here's my, so I've got some thoughts on chicken. The cartilagey thing, the smooth mouthpiece thing, we got to get rid of that.
Okay. Yeah.
No more of that.
Remove it.
Don't leave it in there.
Yeah.
Can't we remove that?
You can debone. Why not de-cartilage?
Well, can't we raise these birds to not have the cartilage?
I think they needed to move around.
Aren't we? No, well, they're not going to be moving in my scenario. They're in a warehouse of some sort.
I wonder if they will.
We'll get there, right? I mean,
can
we're
they
close.
3D print like a chicken?
Yeah.
Or only red meat?
Wow.
I'm not getting into this argument again about bioprinting.
Well, then he's going to start yelling at us because our answer isn't specific
because
enough.
we don't know.
But I'm going to say, protein. If you can print one protein, you can probably print
That's
two
what I think.
proteins,
Yeah.
and if
two to four to eight. Yeah.
Or maybe like chicken is so cheap that they haven't put the R&D into the chicken.
So I think is everybody here on board with? And I'll include Butler, who's in the other room listening. Is everybody on board here? And are we all in agreement that chicken is the least tasty of the meats?
You got to season it up.
Yeah,
right.
It's
like on its own, chicken is garbage, right? It's really cheap and it's protein packed.
I will say dark meat does have more flavor than
dark
white
meat. Chicken's where it's at.
That's where it is.
Anybody
yes,
doesn't like dark meat fried chicken? If you're getting fried chicken, just go all dark meat
thighs,
and don't get nothing. Because in fact, because my wife is smart in some areas and not so smart in other areas, I gave her the white meat when we split the chicken. I took all the dark meat, got the delicious leg, got the back. The back is phenomenal.
It's all in the fat. Like
fat is flavor.
Yeah.
Dirty Jim Colbert.
Yeah, it's.
He used to say that all the time.
Man, have you seen
those Wagyu videos where they're sizzling? Have you seen them sizzling the Wagyu on these videos? That he's like, this guy's like, it's the rarest meat in the world, and it's not Wagyu. It's literally this particular steak. There's like one of them in the world.
Yeah.
And this guy, and it's light pink. It has so much like marbled fat in it. And the guy, when he sets it on the Kobe griddle, and the Kobe griddle is like stainless, and it looks like surgical. It's beautiful. And this guy's dressed in like white with white gloves and a beautiful knife. It's so scientific the way he sizzles it. He flips it, sizzles it in the oil, and then he cuts it in these little strips, and then the steak has so much fat in it, it almost appears to just melt.
Oh, I want that.
It looks crazy.
Yeah, they cook it or it's kind of in the same fashion as sushi, right?
Yes.
It's like
it's meant
tuna,
to be enjoyed.
Like ahi tuna.
Yeah, it's you're supposed to savor that. Yeah, you can go to some of these very, very high end sushi restaurants, like what's that movie? Hero Dreams of Sushi. Have you guys seen that?
Oh,
no.
yeah.
It's a documentary years ago about like this extremely rare, regimented, grumpy old man who makes sushi, and then his sons who, kind of. Well, I don't want to ruin it.
He does it the same every day. And it's like super high end and like to eat there. It's a super crazy expensive.
Yeah, but it's so simple. It is just prepared correctly. You're not seasoning it. You don't need to. It is prepared perfectly, and you will enjoy it just the way it's prepared.
But his preparation is some insane, like
selecting,
like
fish.
doing, like they have to mead something for hours. Like it's a lot.
It's nuts.
But I saw on, I think it was John Oliver. They had like a segment about like meat processing plants and how bad COVID got them on, and
got them.
And how like everybody stands next to each other and like in an assembly line, and they're all just literally deboning some chicken or whatever. And when I that's why I hate seeing any of this stuff, because you're just like, oh my god, like that.
I know it's bad. I know it's bad. I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, especially like the chicken is just never ending. Like chicken carcasses coming, and there's like they're cutting them, and the people that then they can't take a bathroom break, and they just like pee under the line.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was part of it. Like, so, it's a real, and it's like, oh man, that job's rough. Could you, like 8 hours a day?
I mean, the real
on the
question,
damn chicken assembly line. That's rough.
The real question I would ask you, and we could do this on a Friday free show if your game is, could you debone a chicken while you're urinating?
He had to take a small break.
Could you do it though? Well, I don't think I could.
I don't think I could do it with or without urinating.
Is there anybody that does that job that actually enjoys it?
Yeah, we talked to a guy who won a contest years ago, remember?
What?
The butcherman we talked to?
Well,
and he was really good at it, and he liked it.
But no, it was for the worst job. And
but he liked it.
I don't think he liked it. I
thought he did good money. I thought he made good money.
He made good money, but it's miserable. And that was like a beef processing plant. I don't know if it, how
much
different.
Which is better?
I don't know.
Gotta be beef, right? Because chicken with the feathers and everything.
What animal what is the best animal if you have to go into, livestock?
Processing?
Yeah, if you got to, what's the best fish? I'd go fish.
I don't know. I
think I can do fish. Like if
stinky. Oh.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Fresh fish.
I hate the smell of fish.
Fresh fish
is still fishy. I don't. It all seems like how could it be at all enjoyable? It's just like you're working that assembly line job, but then adding in like for whatever reason the assembly line when you're like drilling holes in bowling balls.
Or candy. Candy sounds good to me.
Yeah. There has to be some.
Candy's like whimsical. In fact, like candy. The candy assembly line has been used as almost a punchline in comedies like I Love Lucy and Willy Wonka. It's like it's whimsical. It's fun.
Yeah.
Drilling holes. You're right. Drilling holes to me, when I watch these how it's made videos and I see the people that have to work the line and do that, I'm attracted to it.
But at least it's a bowling ball, like it's associated with bowling, which is in most people's mind a fun event, right? Yeah. Or like a family.
Not when you're making it.
No, but at least there has to be some correlation with the assembly line and what's in front of you to the enjoyment of the job. And I think it's with food, it does a couple things. First, it's got to be gross after a certain amount of time. You're not looking at a raw chicken carcass and thinking to yourself, ooh, I'm glad I get to work. You know what I'm saying?
The bloody chicken carcass doesn't bother me as much as the nude chicken. Chickens without their feathers is very strange.
Well, that's what, they come, I think they boil all the feathers off.
Oh, God, we got to change this.
When they come down the line, they're just...
put a robe up so I don't have to see them.
I don't want
to... It's got to ruin the food for you at a certain point where you're just like, I can't eat chicken ever again, right? And then second off, you're dealing with like an organic animal. So there's the gross. They talk about like doo doo and all the stuff that comes along with that, and then you're cutting its flesh and stuff. The assembly line at a food factory has got with that kind of like animals.
Yeah,
it has to be the worst assembly line.
Yeah, probably.
Like even stamping license plates. You could get, like, first you're not dealing with all the grossness of an animal.
You're also getting to change the letters, which can be fun.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stink as bad. There's it doesn't ruin a particular food for you. So I can't think of anything worse than the animal one.
Yeah.
That's
too many factors in play here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize until I think very recently how much stuff, like, as children, we kind of put out this, I don't know, it's like a shield or a barrier to like, don't talk about it, because there's a lot of things. The Twitch chat room is trying to make the argument that there are a lot of things that we find out about as we get older, and then when we find out what happens with those things or the actual process or workflow, it is shocking to us and may change the way we feel about things. Like the gynecologist, this person is trying to make the analogy saying that once you fully understand things, that it changes the way you look at things down there. I mean, I guess.
But the gynecologist has patience, and it's not an assembly line. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's something about the
yeah, you don't boil the feathers off. At least I hope you're not. Don't.
And you're dealing with a human being that you're helping in some fashion or trying to help.
But they've seen some atrocities too.
Yeah, they have.
And dentists are the one I worry about. If you're talking about a human assembly line, the dentist is the one that scares me the most.
But I think those like doctors and stuff are able to compartmentalize that job.
I think the same thing with like these animal assembly lines. You have to be able to kind of disassociate what you're doing, or you wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I like? You said something that made me think. Animal assembly line. I want to flip that a little bit. You know, there was a sweet spot where we had animals actually working our assembly lines. Or something like that. Like, the only thing I can think of in my head right now would be like a grain mill where you would have like a bunch of donkeys tied to like some wooden wheel. But that must have felt awesome to hook those donkeys up and start grinding. You know what I mean? Like that, you go and you get a big cup of mead and you sit on a barrel and you watch these horses or these donkeys move around and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Didn't Conan do that?
Yes.
And that's how he got so
ripped.
Like
I've been doing it every afternoon.
Pushing. If I was Conan, I'd be like, why don't you get a donkey to do this? Why me? Like, this is stupid.
They did.
We have animals.
For the third movie they did is Donkan. Donknan. Cone Donk.
You're right. There had to have been a portion of time where they figured out that animals could do this hard ass labor, like plow.
We've been forcing animal slavery for years as humans.
Well, that's the smart thing to do, right? If you're doing it yourself.
Flies are back.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's. No matter what we're talking about right now, we're going to have to pause the show and address the poo-poo flies.
It's getting bad over here.
It's real bad. What's happening?
Is it the stagnant water in our walls?
Who's in charge?
Is it the fish tank?
I've topped off the walls yesterday before I left.
I'm not sure what it is. It the trash?
I don't know.
We've been pretty good about taking the trash out, although you do throw half your lunch in there every day.
Are we still getting yelled at for not respecting other people's trash cans?
No one's said anything lately.
Okay.
Sometimes when I take out the trash, I don't know what can it is. I just throw it in any can.
Yeah.
Well, now they're not labeled, and they it's like musical trash cans out there now.
Sometimes when you guys are in the bathroom and I can't get in there, I just go out and urinate in one of the trash cans.
That's why it smells like pee-pee.
Yeah, but I don't know why we have so many doo-doo flies.
There's an absorbent amount of...
And it's been like this since we got the studio.
It's got to be us.
We've tried everything.
We really have, except killing ourselves.
Is that plant? Throw away everything organic in here.
It may be our plant.
You think?
Butler, have you been watering our plants?
Yes.
All right.
That maybe it's the...
What kind of plant is that?
Doo-doo plant.
It's a doo-doo plant. Well, that's the problem.
I'm not sure what plant that is. It's some sort of lily.
And then we have a Burn put in this little it's like a neon light,
Light zapper.
that attracts the poop flies.
Oh, I got that from my house too. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But then it's just all it becomes
it
is
just blinks like an old detective.
Well, now it's going bad.
Well, if
Yeah,
you look in
it's
the back, it's just filled with doo-doo flies.
Oh, tons.
There's no room for any new
I mean,
ones.
there's
You
enough.
got to change out the strip.
yeah,
We
that's the
need more
problem.
strips. There's enough duty flies on that strip in there right now to scrape them and make a duty fly burger out of it, like a patty out of them. There's 2,000 of them on that thing. My God.
And it's never ending. What are you supposed to do? Never ending
I think
strips?
this is a Butler prank or something, man. Like, I feel like
How are there so many? I know they live in the
They're
drains.
bringing them from home.
they're little. And
I got them in my
Tiny
house.
little
And
nets.
how can you not get them? Like, they get in front of your face, and then, like,
They always want to. Yeah, they always go for the face.
They live in the drain, and then they are looking for moisture or something.
well, there's more moisture outside than there is in our studio.
Yeah, but outside's rough living out there.
It's cozy. in
Cushy
there.
in here.
Yeah, you got lizard trying to eat you.
We got a whole fish tank for them.
Yeah.
Where are we at with our fish tank? I thought we were supposed to name these fish for charity.
Man,
Look
that's
at that.
long gone.
Yeah.
that didn't work.
We never tried.
We never
it.
tried, yeah.
We never
That
tried.
That was one of
I-
those ideas we came up with. It came,
We
it
have
went.
a shrimp in there, I swear to God, that's big enough for me to ride it around Orlando.
It's huge.
The thing is, like,
We should eat the shrimp one day.
Oh, I'm not eating that
we,
thing.
can, we can grill it up.
what on a tiny grill?
A little. I'll make a
No,
shrimp.
you got to cook it with a magnifying glass.
I'll make a shrimp
Okay.
poor
I'm
boy.
gonna bitch about something again. I do not like how quick shrimp cooks. I want it to cook a little. I want it to, I need a little more time. I don't like the and then it's done. I don't like that. I don't like just one side, and then it starts out gray and turns pink. Anything that starts out gray and turns pink, I don't trust it.
You know what? I don't like when you call your shrimp hoagies poor boys because po boy.
That's offensive to me.
No, it's,
I am triggered.
it's stupid and it's $9 whatever. It's not for poor.
$99.
I'm saying it's like it's usually $13 and you're at like a Zatarans.
Yeah,
style.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with Tom.
It's like it's not really a po boy. Plus, I feel like a baby saying po
yeah,
boy.
just call it a big shrimp sandwich. Or something.
Yeah, call it a shrimp sandwich.
Yeah.
Like an adult.
Yeah.
I'm tired of ordering the goddamn po' boy that's $13, not for a po' boy.
I agree with that.
I can't even say it.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, here's another one. Don't call them prawns. Prawns are that word is gross.
Yeah.
Prawn sounds like Tron, so it sounds like a future shrimp, and that's gross.
Oh, I think that's what they called the aliens in District 9.
It is.
And it's, yeah.
The prawns.
Don't like it.
It reminds me of a big alien hand.
What about crawdaddies?
No, I don't like crawdaddies. Don't call yourself a crawdaddy. Don't be a crawdaddy. Don't call yourself Big Daddy. If you're calling yourself Big Daddy, if you're
anything
calling
daddy.
yourself Big Daddy, you're
What
just
about money daddy?
Okay,
No.
you want a phrase, a catch-all. This is knowledge. I'm dropping on you guys 100% of the time. If you call yourself Big Daddy, the only reason you say that is because you're an obese person that thinks you are loved more than you actually are. There, I said it.
And you probably own some sort of sports bar or magazine. That's the only things. All right, is that it? No, he's still
Yeah,
going out.
no, that's it.
Oh, okay.
With Zatarans, we zazz it up.
Do you remember those commercials?
Yes, and I loved
With
them.
Zatarans.
What is it, just a seasoning?
Yeah, but the guy would say
This
that
is
it'd be
just
like
Old Bay.
It'd be like it'd be like.
I love
I think the
Zatarans.
commercials are a bunch of old white people sitting around their table like that. We're sick of white rice.
Well, with Zatarans, you can zazz it up. Hi, that sounds great. I love saxophone.
Bye-bye. Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha and Butler are here. So I saw you talking to people in the Twitch chat room, and you were talking to one of our Twitch listeners. He joins us almost daily. Ghost of Manute Bull.
Yeah.
Fantastic Twitch name. And he was talking about how he saw Samantha at MegaCon.
Yeah.
And but didn't approach Samantha, and Lee was working on the show at the time, and he didn't approach them because he said that he was dressed as Batman and he would have scared them. And then we find out from Samantha, can I say that part?
Yeah.
That she was on an edible, and then it would have terrified her, so it was a good choice. But then you said that you can't imagine yourself ever dressing up and going to like a thing.
Yeah.
And then I started making comments about how, and there's been sort of a new theme of the show where we joke around, and namely Sam does. She'll come in on Fridays and be like, "Is it Fun Friday?" Because you seem to have in your late 30s have acquired this weird kind of a I don't know, a little bit of stress from small business, maybe
mad dadding,
gambling gone sideways, mad dad, stress from having 2 young boys, and you don't like fun. But I contend, I said I have a theory about this. You said I can't imagine myself going to a thing and dressing up. If you went to MegaCon and dressed as Batman like Manu Bull, and your son saw you dressed as Batman, you would have the most fun of your life. Bet me and tell me I'm wrong. The answer is I am not wrong. You love those boys more than life itself. You would have so much fun with those boys dressing up.
They would have to want me to go with them dressed as something.
Of course, they want you to go with them dressed. Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. Like they're like, let's be the 3 Musketeers, and I gotta be,
D'Artagnan.
Yeah, I was about to say Donatello, but yeah,
Donatello. Okay, we can go with that.
But anyway, then
I ain't no stinky Donatello.
Now,
I want to be one of the real Musketeers.
The problem is, though, I would only get the enjoyment that they're getting, but inside I would get mad out of any about being in the situation.
Okay. What about a better costume? Would that?
No, any costume,
man.
because I would. Also,
no. I'm saying if you go there, you're dressed as Super Mario.
Yeah.
And your boys are dressed as, I'm just going to go for Toad
and Yoshi.
And Yoshi. Or Luigi.
Okay.
Okay, so we got
one of them's going to be mad that they didn't get to be Luigi.
Well, okay. So they're Mario, you're Bowser. There we go.
Okay,
Mario and Luigi, and you're Bowser.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys all go down there.
Yeah.
So if you're walking around there, and then suddenly some dad walks by in almost a perfect Minecraft costume. Does that steal from them, or would that make you feel like you need to step up your game? I'm just I keep waiting for you to fall into sort of the cosplay nerd thing that Butler's in, and
Dan Paul in the chat came up with something that might be why, because you did dress in a costume for a long time. Are you jaded by the bear suit?
There might be some truth to that. I could see that.
Well,
I could definitely see that. Why will my life, why will what I do depend on wearing some dumb, different suit of clothes?
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
And I got jaded pretty quick of the bear suit, even when I was doing it. 8 months
But if you had a really
10-year
cool costume, and everybody was asking to take pictures with you, which is a lot of people do at all these cons.
Here's the thing about
Wouldn't
costumes.
your kids think you're cool?
I just figured it out. I didn't mind the bear suit as much because I hated it. And I would wear it wrong and drape it and
because it was a goof.
The more effort you put into your costume, the more I get embarrassed.
You hate effort. Okay.
Yes, because if I have some sort of immaculate, perfect replica of Bowser with spikes and
that's
dope. Impressive.
It is impressive.
That's the embarrassing part is you spent so much time and effort into making this perfect that now I'm embarrassed by that.
Okay, is there room for a hot take in here?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
It is Hot Take Tuesday.
Okay, I just want to throw one in here real quick. If you have the Bowser costume that is perfect, I mean, complete with almost lava,
foam, light up eyes.
Yeah, light up eyes, the whole 9. And inside, you're a big fat chungus. I'm still going to be impressed, but not as impressed as Silent Hill or Avatar girl who also has the entire costume and is fit. Because she's having to do both. And this isn't me being mean. I'm just saying she's having to also watch her diet to fit into costume and costume and body paint, whereas you can be big fat slob and just, kind of slime into your Bowser costume and drive yourself down there in your Honda Fit and go inside and have a day.
There's a whole market for hot girls that
cosplay.
I know they could be into it, but there are probably some that are not into it. They're just doing it for the money.
I have an OnlyFans for that now, where
nerds.
I just do that face that they where you roll your eyes back in your head and stick your tongue out like that, like that thing that
I still follow
Japanimation. What happened?
Butler just got back from break. He has no idea why you were making that face.
back for a smoke break. He gets 4.5 smoke breaks a day.
Is he smoking cloves now? Stinks in here.
BBs.
Yeah, what is he smoking? Are you on those American spirits? Because you smell like a teen girl.
So
I mean cigarettes, not the...
What was the name of that girl that we talked to that does Instagram, but she does cosplay Instagram? Because I still follow her. I just have to find it.
Wait. Her name was T-Rex.
There was something like that?
T-Rex. Taylor. Yeah.
Because
they called her T-Rex. She signed her bathroom, yeah.
I see her pictures and it's just her and like scantily or like, cleavage, Sailor Moon or whatever, it's always
Sailor Poon.
Yeah. Oh, man. But it's like a sexy version of whatever character, and she got a lot of likes and followers.
But they do everything.
I'm wondering, obviously she's making money off this, but I wonder if she's really into these characters or she's into the fact that she can make money in this genre.
I mean, it's probably a little bit of both, right? I mean, once you see that money coming in, you're probably a little more apt to buy that Scarlet Witch costume or, Vampirella or branch out and... Because that stuff's expensive, too. Because you see Butler, Butler's he's like, yeah, I got this hilt for my sword. This is a $300. I'm like, that's not a cheap sword,
Because if you are in your, let's say, late 20s, early 30s, and you have a very fit body, that's a part-time job with that much work to keep that, and with diet and exercise, like you're probably
that's kind of where I was going with the other I was being serious. It's like it is impressive to me when I see when Seth does it.
You're more of a workout nerd. Seth's a workout nerd.
He is.
Like he's a nerd about
100%
his nutrition, his seeds, his shakes, the right amount of protein that he takes in a day, the right amount of exercise and rest. Like he's a nerd when it comes to working out in his body and modifying it, right? That's all it is. And he spends 30 hours a week working on it or something. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
And so if you spend that much time working out, there's not much other time for other hobbies like
it kind of
video
is cosplay
games.
too, right? I mean, it's not the way he looks when you present, even how I'm dressed right now. This isn't like how I think I would dress if there weren't societal impressions on, you know what I mean? Like if I was talking about this morning, what I like to wear are like yellowy, baggy bulldog Hanes, droopy like dad panties.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Like I just want
my Apple Watch
to wear gym shorts and a headband.
That's not acceptable.
I'd wear that every day if I could.
But if we wore that to MegaCon, we could get away with it. You dress like that, I'll wear my yellow stained panties.
Although, you know what we didn't do? We didn't take advantage of the fact during the pandemic that we could have just dressed however we wanted and as sloppy as we wanted.
Every day I got up and wore a tie.
No, but
you could when you're here. As long as you're not having a client come in.
I'm kind of proud of that. I'm very proud of the fact that during the 9 months, I'll just say 9 months.
It's not like we dress up, though.
I am very proud that during the pandemic, for 9 months, I still came in here with my Juggalo paint on.
That, for sure, if you are very much into Insane Clown Posse, it's hard for society to take you seriously, right? Like, for instance, and it shouldn't be.
You have clown makeup on.
Well, but let's say that you did this on the weekends.
Minus the makeup, I probably wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's say, on your Facebook, okay, you go to work, right? And there's a guy in a cubicle next to you, and he's like some sort of, maybe he's a manager, low-level manager or something, whatever. And
what are we managing?
Just some mid-tier insurance company or some sort of
are we role playing
manufacturing company.
What do I do?
You are the janitor.
I feel like you just did that. I feel like that was
you are the R word janitor.
I feel like that was retaliation because I'm asking questions and you just want me to be quiet, so I'll just sit quietly. COVID.
Story.
I'm saying that if you find out that guy on the weekends or whatever paints his face and an extreme part of the Juggalo Nation and then goes to the gathering every year.
I have one of these.
And
I have one of these that I'm trying to get this guy on the show and he said he'd come on.
You have this new perception of that person falsely based on stereotypes, but it's there, right?
Okay, yeah.
It can't not be there.
There
are going to stereotype that gentleman and then think a certain way.
I knew there was something about him.
I'm not going to say how you think about it, but I'm just saying.
I won't say, I'll do the same thing. Don't tell me how you think about it, but I'll just throw it out there because it is something that gets it gets an eyeball. There was, I don't know what he's doing now, but there was a traffic reporter here in town that was on the news every morning, and I would watch him with my wife before I'd head over here. And she worked with him when she was doing morning news and when she was a reporter. And she told me, and I've talked to this gentleman, and it is true, he rehabs and collects original treasure troll dolls. And he has a humongous, mega, like one of the largest treasure troll. This is a true story. One of the largest and most complete treasure troll collections, or the original ones from the, I guess, late 70s, early 80s.
Right.
And he will throw you and your friends a troll party where you will rehab or create your own trolls. That's before pre-pandemic.
Right.
But this guy, now, if you look at him and see what he does, never in 1 million years would you ever. There's nothing troll about. Like, you don't know. Like, you look at him, he's just like a handsome, just a normal cat.
There'd be one thing if you were like Danny DeVito or something,
Right.
and like,
Or me, even.
You were kind of.
Or me. I'll give myself. If you see me, you're like, well, that's about right.
You were a little trolly, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. He's
Little Trolly is my new name.
It's just like, all right, he's kind of a little trolly, and then like he likes trolls. But you're right. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. This guy's a super nice guy, and I'm going to get him on the show.
It's weird.
But it's hard to get him on the show. You know why I think it's hard to get him on the show? Because I think people have been a-holes.
Yeah.
And
been judgy.
they've yucked on his yum, and you know what? You get to a point where you're sick of it, and you're like, you know what? No, I'm not going to let you crap on my thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just not going to tell anybody about it anymore.
Although, the stereotypical treasure troll from the 90s is more associated to like middle-aged mom,
Probably,
like nerd
yeah.
mom,
Yeah.
like that. Like the Rosie O'Donnell on her desk. You know what I'm saying?
Like, she had a
Koosh
koosh
balls.
balls.
Yeah. Like,
See, we all know the icon.
Yeah.
Like, I had a pound puppy.
Like
I never had a real one.
Just one?
I just won. It's somebody. The Brock girls, my Heather and Ginger and Roxanne Brock, my god sisters. I love them to death. Their granny made me a pound puppy, but I always knew in the back of my mind it wasn't a real. Because we
Wasn't trademarked.
Nah,
Yeah.
it was
It's
a
Bobo.
homemade. It was a homemade.
it's the.
I loved it though. I still have it.
Older nerd lady at your office that has a bunch of cats that has trolls all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this guy doesn't fit that stereotype. So what?
I mean, we might have a.
He's got a lot of
little bric-a-brac all over there. Little pens and tchotchkes and koosh this and koosh that. And,
Why do old bikers
All right.
put stuffed animals
I don't
all
know.
over? Why?
Well, they bungee them, and then they put.
Well,
because it
toy
was,
rides, I understand.
No,
but
it is a law, and a lot of people don't know this. This is DeSantis. This is a law. Legally in the state of Florida, if you bungee appears to be a white Walgreens teddy bear to an electric glide and or gull wing motorcycle, you must put an American flag in its right paw and a POW flag in its left paw. And if you do not, you are not a good American.
Or like Garfield with a leather vest on.
I've never seen that. But if I saw Garfield
And
with
bandana.
a leather vest, yeah.
That's great.
why? Like, I want to.
I'm in.
Because I want to go to be like, why do you have the teddy bear on the back of your motorcycle? Like,
It's awareness.
aren't you a real tough, real man?
No, that's my softer side.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't you flamethrower?
Yes, I burned a village to the ground.
Right.
Like a schoolhouse. Now you've seen the atrocities. How do you not? Why do you not just kick the teddy bear? Like,
No.
why do you put
My
this?
favorite teddy bear. I bungeed it there.
Don't-
My dad had a bungee teddy bear with an American flag.
Don't you want to be tough?
How dare you?
Like, this
My
is-
dad is no longer with me. I'd give
This
my.
is not
I
the
would
sign
cut-
of toughness.
I would cut both my hands off to give my father, who had a white teddy bear. Not only
This is for babies
And
and, like kids.
as he got older, he had more stuffed animals. In fact, he put 2 stuffed animals in his Ford Expedition and put a hula girl on the dash. He put a hula girl on the dash.
Yeah, but don't you want, like, isn't the perception of bikers that you're like super tough and that you're a badass? Like, why the
You
teddy
put
bear?
that on them.
No, but I
They're
think,
trying to let you know they got a softer side.
is that what it is about?
My dad also put, though, in the same category. It's in the same category. Tell me it's not the novelty jumbo bow or the Rudolph the Red-Nosed
the antlers, yeah.
out the sides of your. My dad had those too. You're going to be there, dude.
Yeah.
I'm never
You're
there.
gonna-
I'll never be there.
I'm going to get the eyelashes for the
You
headlights.
already
will
have
ne-
the truck. You already have the truck.
I will never put any goddamn thing in my my windows. Nothing, no flag.
All it takes is one little sweet Norwegian boy to beg for those reindeers on those windows, and you'll slap them in there, and you'll love every second of it.
I was mad that I had to put the Tom and Dan magnets on the back of the
You don't have to.
I know, but I was like, I should do this. God,
I don't do it. I don't put nothing on my car. I don't want people to know I work for this hunk of crap.
But why the teddy bears? I want to talk to a real man biker.
Well, they got to move it when their old lady sits back there, right?
Yeah. Is it to show the world that they're not that type of biker? That
I'm not a 1%. I'm more of a 2% milk in my coffee kind of guy.
Yeah, is it to show you're weak? What is it?
Not weak.
It's not to show you're strong.
Attention, everyone! I just want to let everybody know before we start this Hell's Angels meeting, you might notice that there's a new stuffed animal on the back of my Road King. I'm just letting you all know that I am a little more gay than I was before. I have a grandson now.
Like, I don't know what he's going to say. Like, you're right. I'm trying to take your idea seriously. Yeah. It's everything is a message, right? Also, everything is like this shirt is to what? This shirt's to tell you that I like West Highland Terriers and I like the rap group Run the Jewels.
Like, also, like, I know in the toy drives, they always bring the teddy bear, like, they strap it. But it's like, kids don't want a just stinking old teddy bear.
It doesn't do anything.
They want electronics. They want something.
Money.
Like, this is not the 1900s where a stuffed animal is somehow, like, you know, my kids have a bunch of stuffed animals, and they never play with one of them. It's just piles of stuffed animals for nothing.
No, see, that might be a girl thing. Maisie loves stuffed animals.
They take them all out and put them on their bed every once in a while. I guess they do play, but it's like they were the action figures, the video games,
and then she gets stuffed animals everywhere she goes. Like the lady at the ski school.
Yeah, oh yeah. They're Diamond Dozen. They're free in China.
Sorry, I'm on a motorcycle blog.
I thought you were on a motorcycle. You're like, I'm out of here. I quit the show, and you just drive away.
And there's just, people are contemplating why some people have these, and one guy commented, I don't know about you guys, but I take my little stuffed monkey everywhere I go because I don't like to ride alone, and he's good company.
Oh, you'll be there, buddy.
So it's just nerd dads, right? It's just nerd dads that are...
When your family turns their back on you, all you have is
It's all nerd dad jokes. Easy. They don't talk back, nor do they drink all your beer.
Okay. So they wear, like, the lead. It's all just they're dressing up like a biker. But
a lot of bikers are nerds, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Not all of them are
I'm
bikers.
I'm in the BDM group.
I know that they're not all like, in a biker gang are tough, but I just feel like if you're, you got your Electra Glide, you put on your jeans, your boots, your chain wallet, your black Harley shirt,
live to ride,
and you got a vest. Just leave the stuffed animal out. Like why? You're like, I am the stuffed animal.
I feel so tough. I need something to kind of ease the tough back.
It's a weird.
Oh my God, it's a little too. Maybe if I put the stuffed animal here, I can go back to semi-flaccid.
We can't pull it. Yeah, all right. Anyway, we need someone to call in and tell us why.
Tell me why.
Here's one. Grady says you keep your handgun inside the stuffed animal.
No, they don't. No, that's stupid.
Let's start that rumor, though, because that is good.
No,
if you see a motorcycle and it has a stuffed animal bungee to the back of it, there's a gun in there. Right? That's how they start. That's how they start.
Yeah.
If you go up there and you tweak that bear's nose, oh, buddy.
It'll get you. Bye-bye.
Welcome to another Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Butler is here. You know what day it is, friend. But before we get there, let's get the housekeeping out of the way.
Our land cruise is coming up April 17th. We
still don't really know what that encompasses.
Yeah,
but it is an event.
You can go to tomanddanlandcruise.com, sponsored by justcallmo.com, Mo DeWitt, the DeWitt Law Firm, ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, and Sports Subaru, and plenty of other gift bag sponsors and everything, but all the information's on tomanddanlandcruise.com.
There we go. There's a little Mo for you.
Kind of sounds like a cruise ship about to leave port.
I'm going to actually do some tankering with it maybe a little bit later today.
Mm-hmm. And let's hit it.
It is time for Weird Jobbing, sir. So let's go. Well, it's not going to work today.
No.
It's doing it again.
How does this happen?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know.
Here's what makes me so happy about this is that I know that Daniel
All the other
went
ones
from
will work.
having a fine day.
Yeah, immediately.
No,
I'm getting
immediately
better.
I'm getting better at not caring.
Immediately mad. I know you say that, but you not caring is someone else 100. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a normal person's 100 caring.
I just figured it out.
What?
I moved some files yesterday, and I unlinked every possible thing we have on there. So it's all my fault. It's all my fault. But that at least makes me feel better. Now I can move on. It's not. It's the not knowing when things go wrong that puts me on tilt. It's the like, what do I have to do after we're done with what I'm currently doing? It's knowing that I have one more thing to accomplish. But now that I know what it is and it's an easy fix, I can't do it right now.
Right.
But now that I know I can fix it, I'm totally okay with this. Now, granted, it's not going to sound or look that good on camera or on the radio. But when have I ever really cared about that?
Yeah. It's fine. We have Weird Job Wednesday.
We have a puzzled-looking guest on the line.
You want to sing the song for us, Tom?
Butler, come in here and sing the song.
Butler's on break. This is Butler's early morning break time. He's not here.
Oh, what's he out front doing? He does goat yoga in the mornings. He's out front doing goat yoga. Well, we can just jump into
Hold on,
it.
he was just in here.
Here,
for a
I'll give
second.
you a little.
He disappears.
I'll do it.
It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just a Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Weird Job Wednesday brought to you by Streamline Mortgage Solution.
Who are sponsoring Butler's goat yoga?
StreamlineFlorida.com. And on the, Zoom, Skype?
Zoom, yeah.
Yeah, on Zoom with us. He is a BDM that I saw make a post in the BDM page.
Yeah.
And I believe he's...
I think my wife and I have... Do I have your tea in my home?
I think you do. Yeah, I gave her some for a...
I know
some
you
kind
did.
of tournament she was
Yeah, I knew you were giving her the. I
Big
knew you were
T.
giving
I knew I
the
should've
old.
said that.
Yeah, I was like, "Where are you going?" She's like, "I can't get enough of this team." And
So on Zoom with us, we have Kyle White from Yopon Brothers American Tea Company.
and it's really
Hey,
good.
guys,
I've actually had this tea. Hey, thanks for the time, man.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. I'm super excited. This is going to be really fun.
So
let's
I
not
could
say
tell
that
you're
yet.
lying, Kyle.
Let's not say that yet.
I could tell that was an act, and that was it sounded like you're reading it off a teleprompter.
It also appears that you're sitting in your grandma's parlor. Now, tell us.
Where'd you get that
Yeah.
spooky ass mirror?
I want one of
God.
those. Tell me where you got it.
Yeah, that
I've
you
been looking
better.
for one.
I don't know about you.
I'm actually...
There's a little
my girl-
Asian girl behind you about to take your soul.
I'm at my girlfriend's house right now, so I'll make sure I pass it along. About the mirror.
Is your
I don't like it either.
girlfriend?
I don't like it either, so it's okay.
Is your girlfriend the daughter of Neptune? What kind of mirror is that?
I don't know.
It's like a mermaid. It's what Ursula
want
would
one.
use to reflect the voice. I don't know. Okay.
I mean, if you guys want it, I'll disappear it. You just let me know. I'll make sure I drop it off.
So, Kyle, I saw you post on the BDM page a couple weeks ago that you were actually up for a prize or an award.
An award, yeah.
And so, explain how you started the company, this award you're up for, and all that.
Okay, yeah. So, my brother and I started this tea company we started a different tea company, about 10 years ago when I was like 17. But this one we started about 5 years ago. And essentially, our tea is made from a Florida native plant called Yopon, which is actually like the only native caffeine containing plant in the whole U.S. So it's really cool to think about like all the coffee and tea we drink. And, if it's caffeinated, it had to cross an ocean or a continent to get here. So this is kind of like an American grown version of that.
Huh. Hold on, Kyle.
Yeah, and...
real quick, you said you and your brother started a tea company at 17. That's pretty young.
Yeah.
What made you?
It was called 17. It didn't do very well.
What made you guys even get into that?
Barely legal tea company.
So we're 7 years apart. So I was 17, he was 24, and we ended up. We were lifeguards on the beach over in Volusia County, and if you work there long enough, you can actually live on one of the nature preserves out there if you take care of it. So he was doing that, and he was a big plant guy, and we heard about this plant that was essentially growing in the woods. So we went and harvested it, and we kind of roasted it up at the lifeguard station, and we gave it to all of our friends that worked there, and they all loved it. And we kind of fell backwards into this company. We kind of had no intention of really starting it at first, and then people just kept convincing us to do it. And that company, we were really good at selling it, and we got into a lot of stores, but we had no idea how to do anything else, like how to manage production, how to use QuickBooks, really basic stuff. And so we shut that company down, took about a year off, kind of got it together. And then Ashley, my high school mentor, wanted to be involved, and he, wanted to be a business partner and invested in us. And that's how we have Yopon Brothers today.
Now, see, this is a real businessman. This guy's slinging around. My mentor said this. This company was still successful, but I shut it down. It was successful. It wasn't businesses, but I shut it down. We only shut things down because we ruin them.
Yeah, that's true.
It was ruined.
Kyle, I heard you say I had to learn how to use QuickBooks.
We're still learning that.
Tom still doesn't know how to use QuickBooks.
Everything you said, I don't know how to do.
No, I'm actually
can I work for you, Kyle?
No, I seriously, if you want, but seriously, I'm like, I have to get permission to use QuickBooks. I can just put invoices in because I do a lot of sales stuff. I'm not allowed to touch anything else. So we have QuickBooks kind of pardoned out to.
We have the one guy that knows QuickBooks is doing goat yoga.
I put all my receipts in one big trash can.
Receipts?
And that's what in my mind
it's
I'm like,
purple trash can.
Publix receipts.
Yeah, Tom always
Nothing
every time I talk to
business
Tom, I'll talk to Tom. I'll be like, "Oh my god, dude, are you worried about this event coming up? The Lakers, everything?" He's like, "Don't worry, it's all in the purple trash can."
it's 100% Publix receipts.
Yeah.
And then I say I'm doing my taxes, but it's nothing.
It's all in the purple trash can.
We have I can one up you. We have a Winn-Dixie across the street, so all of our receipts are a step below. They're just Winn-Dixie receipts.
Yeah, okay.
I know.
And I'm not joking.
Yuck.
For years, Bernie's
Price
like,
breaker.
"Hey,
Yuck.
you don't need to save those. You can't write that off."
You can't write your lunch off every day.
But we still do.
And I'm like, "I'm saving them."
Hey, if no one catches you, just do it.
I'm sorry. So, Kyle, how did you even find out about this Yopon plant that is actually caffeinated? Like, is it grow in the wild here in Florida?
Yeah, it does. So it grows more on the coast. We were born and raised in New Smyrna, and that's where our company is. And it grows here it grows in the coast of Florida. And actually, the native tribes here in Florida drank it for like thousands of years. And we were kind of researching native plants. And like I said, my brother's a huge plant nerd, and he was really, really into it. And as we went into the history of it, we kind of realized that it was this actually traded commodity among the native tribes here in the U.S. and the Southeast. And even when the colonists came here, they tried to bring it back to Europe. And the East India Spice Company actually squashed it. They thought it was like a competitor, and they completely banned it from the market up there.
Interesting.
So,
Sounds an awful
really
lot
cool.
like cannabis or like hemp.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, yeah, maybe they won't get you high, but it'll get you buzzing.
But there's a lot of weird things that we used to like imbibe in or used to do that we've gotten away from, like
Shrooms.
like these type of teas or female circumcision. They're things that I feel like we should just still stand up for.
So, Kyle, with this plant, first, what does it look like? Because I'm curious to see if we have walked by it in the woods before. We have no idea.
Oh, you don't know it.
And then second part of this, explain to us how and where the caffeine lives and how to it's on the leaves.
Yeah. So this plant, you've definitely seen it. They actually use a different variety a lot in landscaping. So if you're on Park Ave and Winter Park, and they have the Winter Park spelled out in shrubs, that's actually Yopon. It's a dwarf variety.
Oh, wow. I'm a dwarf variety.
And actually, with the caffeine, it's in the plant. So plants use caffeine as a natural pesticide, actually. So whether it's coffee, tea, bugs with an exoskeleton like beetles, all that stuff, they actually can't really tolerate it. So that's where the caffeine comes from any plant. So all we do is harvest it, and
They
we
spell
drink
out
the weeds out.
Castleberry in bugs. Yeah, just so you know.
We
there's
use
no
the
pl-
bugs.
Yeah,
That's our motto.
yeah, use the bugs. There's a window. You can only see the word Castleberry for about 35 minutes before Barry starts to wander off.
So, Kyle, as compared to, I guess, I don't even know where regular, like what the plant, like a regular or generic tea comes from, or the most popular one, but like caffeine level wise, does a Yopon plant like?
I want it to be like
equal
the
to a regular
Mountain Dew of tea.
yeah. How's that?
So yeah, it's pretty comparable to green tea. It's a few milligrams lower than green tea, what we found so far. But it does have a lot of other compounds in it, like theobromine is this thing that it's a compound in chocolate that actually makes you kind of happy when you eat chocolate, and it has a huge antioxidant profile as well. And so those things together kind of give you a really, really good, really focused buzz. And someone for me who is like mumble mouth ADD crazy, it definitely helps me a lot. So
God, man,
that's kind of why I got into
You
it.
need this R word tea in your life, man.
What if this is the cure to my
Oh my God, we'll
bumbleness?
get it. But I don't
Oh,
know.
man.
What if you drank
sure
this tea and then all of a sudden everything became just so boring because you're like, I am a business machine. I do not fall in the water. I do
Oh
not.
no,
That's what I want.
I do not wreck my boat.
it's the tea that shut down Tom and Dan. Oh, man.
I know.
I'm sure my Adderall is probably strong.
Yeah.
Are you on any? Let's make this more about you.
come
Are
on.
you
Yeah,
on any
yeah.
medication?
I'm on Vyvanse, so I totally I'm on like
Oh,
baby
what's that?
Adderall.
Baby Adderall. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Give
I
me
want
some
full
of that.
No, Vyvanse
on
is like,
Grandpa Adderall.
Vyvanse is like time release Adderall, so it
Yeah.
doesn't hit you all at once. It's like
Oh no!
No,
I like
want
it all
at once.
Yeah, give me it all at once.
If you snort it, you really freak
Right
out.
up, yeah. I snort everything. I'm on Celebrex, and I take that anally.
So,
'cause
Wait a
there's-
minute. I'm on your website right now,
There's more nerve
yoponbrothers.com, and you guys do a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, so we were doing it for the pandemic as we, so we actually we had a lot of things working and we tried to keep momentum going. So we're not really consistent about it, but we do it when we do it. I mean, we were doing it like once a week, and now I think we're probably going to do it like once a month.
That's what I want to do.
It's called Ecology.
Hey, you're doing it right.
Yeah.
The once a month is way better.
Way better.
8 hours a
make
day.
zero money from
It's the worst idea. So, Kyle, I'm curious to, like, when you said 5 years ago you started to back up, what was the plan? Like, did you plan to, like...
Oh, somebody in our Twitch chat room, this is important.
Yeah.
Vyvanse is long-acting. Do not smoke it. The vapors are poisonous.
Oh,
Just ingest it. I want to get that out there.
So that's
It's important to get that, because I know our guys like to
Don't
smoke their
smoke
pills. Our guys like to smoke their pills.
Oh, man.
don't smoke your pills.
You know how many times I have to tell people?
I
I'm
get
like,
that. Never
because
even
they're
thought
like,
about that.
have you heard our new bumpers? It was probably my fault. They're like,
Who wants
Your number one pill smoking station.
who wants to smoke their pill? I don't like...
Smoke your pill.
I have an M&M. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather smoke this M&M.
well, you haven't tried it. You haven't tried it.
Yeah.
Why would you want to consume it like that?
Don't smoke the red ones.
So, Kyle, 5 years ago, like, what was the plan? Like, obviously, you have to, like, farm this
Yeah.
Yopon, like, in mass quantities. How do you go about that?
So yeah, the plan essentially was, at the time we were kind of wildcrafting. So we got a really good deal on some property out in New Smyrna. We had repopulated it with a bunch of these Yopon plants, and we were just kind of harvesting from the wild. But we kind of then started to look how we could, grow it agriculturally. And we found out that like Florida has a huge problem with citrus right now. That citrus, like all the citrus groves are dying from a disease called greening, and it's putting a lot of farmers out of work. So we found out there's all this kind of abandoned citrus land with all the infrastructure for farming is still there. So we partnered with UF, and then we tried to actually, we're trying to right now get these Yopon trees into the ground. So we have about 10,000 right now that we're working on in Florida that we're actually planting. We're working on another operation in Mississippi too, where there's not citrus problems, but similar agricultural problems.
What about the acidity level of the soil or the ground? Does the citrus ground seem to work just as well to grow
The Yopon?
the
Yopon sounds
Yeah.
like it's hardy-ass plant.
It's super hardy. Yeah. It loves pain. That's kind of the joke. It's kind of like a sadist plant. It has it grows in New Smyrna. It likes the sand. It likes the salt. It's so different from any other plant. And actually we had transplanted up some Mississippi about a month ago, and we just planted them, and they were under 6 inches of snow last week, and we only lost about 20% of them. So the plant itself is pretty hardy, as we're finding out. So it's bulletproof.
And it's not susceptible to insects because so I'm sure you don't have to use that much pesticide on it.
Oh yeah,
because it naturally repels them with the caffeine.
To withstand like snow, and especially Mississippi snow, because that's racist snow. Like that snow's bad.
So when you harvest, you just pull all the leaves, and then the leaves grow back. Do you have to take the whole plant? Like,
that's a good question.
What's the harvest process?
Yeah, so with the leaves, we actually just pull off about half the leaves of the plant, and it grows back in about 3 months. So we can get about 3 to 4 harvests a year off these plants. And the way we handle our harvesting, we actually end up keeping it. We section things out. So by the time we get back to like the first section, everything's regrown again. So that's kind of how we do it. It's right now it's pretty simple, and the best part is about as we farm it. Yeah, like you said, it doesn't need pesticides. It doesn't need a lot of water. And it doesn't need really any fertilizer. So it's inexpensive for the farmer, and it's a lot better for the environment.
Wow. It's a brilliant idea
I'm
because
kind of jazzed up about that.
Yeah.
We need to. Does he know our buddy Mark Villain? Because with the coffee truck and people occasionally wanting tea, local beach
tea,
maybe local beach tea in coffee truck makes a. It seems very cohesive to me. Man, I'm really, 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 really proud that you are from my school. That's really neat.
Thank you.
I was about to say,
I'm from Volusia County too, so we got that.
There you go. Yeah, man. DeLand, strong. Love my hometown.
And that kind of brings me into. I got a bunch more questions.
God, this guy makes me feel like a fool.
Because
you and I need to up our game, man. We're UCF.
No, actually, I kind of, I don't want to say compare, but I feel like we did really similar things. Like you guys at the time when you did the podcasting thing, it was like a really uncommon thing, to go full bore into podcasting. And that's how we felt about this. Like we kind of created we created a lane for ourselves. And I feel like you guys were always a really big influence on that. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like as we were starting in like 2014, 2015, like I was always listening to the show, and I was always said that was really cool to watch you guys transition.
I really appreciate that, man.
Help
Thank you.
make us rich, Kyle.
Yeah.
You obviously know what you're doing. You don't understand how.
Save me, Kyle.
If you want
You don't understand how this company's running. It's sham.
Kyle, no, it looks
fraud.
You look good on the outside.
Kyle, you need some tough talk, and sometimes I got to say things I don't want to say. But if you really want to help me, MF, then you'll drag my fat, almost dead body across this get-rich finish line, and you'll make my dreams come true. If you don't want to help, then get the F off our show. That's what I say.
We got to drag it through together.
That's what I say.
So, Kyle, real quick, before we go into the UCF part and then the competition you guys and the doing to even start this, when you guys then refine and like produce like the tea yourselves? Do you send it off to like a third party that does that?
That's kind of the scary part, right?
Like once you have the leaves, where like you walk us through the process of making it into tea bags or whatever.
Yeah, getting one. I guess, because I've seen the bags at my house. They're the brown bags, right? With the
yeah. With the big canister, yeah. So, we at first were looking at doing, we had kind of what they call co-packed with a tea factory in South Carolina, to where I would harvest the leaves at 6 a.m, and then we would drive up to South Carolina and drop them off before they went bad. And that was super unsustainable.
By the way, the South Carolina tea factory is what Tom calls his prostate.
So then we ended up. I let that go. And then we ended up seeing that was like super unsustainable. So we started to we actually ended up trying to put our own factory together. So Mark, the mentor and my business partner, he's really good at like the mechanics of things. So he actually helped us build some machines.
What?
We brought in some it was super crazy. I am not that guy.
He helped me build some machines. I don't think I've ever built anything.
I think we need a mentor.
He didn't help me build it. He built it, and I was just kind of.
But you know what I mean? Like I've assembled things. I've assembled this studio. I didn't build nothing. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference between actually building something and then just taking parts and piecing them all together like Legos. What are you're I'm looking at Tom, and you can see him too. It looks like his head's about to explode.
No, I'm just laughing because you and other successful businessmen have talked to me about having mentors, and like almost all the successful businessmen
It's
that
a
I
word
know
we hear a lot.
have a mentor, and they tell me like I've talked to a mentor.
Who's yours?
Well, the problem is I think I'm smarter than everybody,
Yes.
so then it's hard for a mentor.
Wait a minute. Are you the guy that goes in front of the judge and says, I'll represent myself?
Yes.
You are your
Yes.
own mentor. Oh my, Castleberry mentor. I'll be representing myself in court, please. I love it. You know what? I support it. I support it because
No, but it means they're failing.
it's really funny.
Anyway, sorry, Kyle. Explain the process. Once it gets like, how is it just grinding? And I'm sure you probably went through this, and I wasn't listening because I was
Oh, my
laughing
God.
about.
Should I get a mentor?
Should I get a mentor? I can hear somebody talking in the background about the tea process. It's just some stupid teaman. Should I get a mentor?
Sorry, Kyle. I hope your brother's standing in the background, like doing the.
Just stop! You're hurting the brand.
Cut the feet.
I'm gonna beat you up for doing.
I'm gonna smash that mirror over your head, you idiot.
So yeah. Sorry, Kyle.
Oh, you're okay. Yeah, so the process, so, we end up doing everything in-house. So we harvest it, we grind it, we dry it, we grind it, and we blend it and package it all in-house now. Co-packers are kind of sketchy, so we didn't really want to rely on that because we also weren't big enough. Like, they want you to do, like, 100,000 units, to start or something crazy.
That's
you get
insane,
all this upfront money. It's insane. And we had nowhere to store it, and so we just went for it, and that's what the project working in Mississippi is a similar thing. We're actually building a bigger tea factory up there, and really cool people that are actually they're actually the people that got the rebel flag off the Mississippi flag. It's the same people.
Oh, really?
So
wow.
Yeah, they're really, really cool, and they've been super helpful. So we're actually putting a tea factory up there too. So it's gonna be cool. We got a lot going
Oh,
on.
God. My racist snow comment was pretty dead on.
I'm curious. Have you talked to Jesse Wolf from Odang?
Yeah, I know Jesse really well. Actually,
okay, yeah.
So Jesse and I,
had his
we were
hummus
like
tea is disgusing.
hummus tea's not good. We tried.
He's the other one talking
no,
about
Jesse-
mentors all the time, but that's probably where you got your mentor idea.
Actually, Jesse was one of my mentors.
No.
Oh my God, you're right in front of your nose. I mean, this guy's surrounded by mentors. Mentors to the left, mentors to the right, and you're the only Castleberry trashy in town.
Tom, it's okay. I live like a block away from Castleberry, so don't feel bad. I'm really close.
Yeah,
Well,
but that's a
Yeah, block away is the good part.
Mainland, yeah.
You know, my dad always said a block is a block. You know?
Block goes a long way.
Yeah.
But so Jesse and I were like, we were the at UCF. It's such a like space school, and we're like the two guys like, yeah, we want to grind up chickpeas and tea leaves and turn it into a business. So we kind of had to like
Very
stick together
similar.
because-
Yeah, you're the grinders.
So
Yeah, we're the grinders. Yeah.
So I'm sure from talking to Jesse, you guys have had a plan for scaling, and that's what he told me. The hardest part of the food business, how to scale up.
Yeah,
and
we hear that from our brewery friends too that have small breweries, and then they go larger.
Distribution.
But then suddenly your recipes aren't the same.
getting into
Yeah.
and sometimes getting into the larger stores like a Walmart or Publix, if you're not ready, could be a detriment to you.
And here's the thing I'm thinking about. Tea reminds me of coffee, which reminds me of beer, and those people are extremely picky about what they ingest,
So-
right?
so-
I mean, tea people are, where are they in the hierarchy of snobbery?
It really depends. Like, I feel like in the U.S., like tea is not like the
Right.
same, as like it is in like the UK. We launched in the UK, and it was super interesting, and we got kicked around a lot. But as we did, over here. Oh, yeah. Well, because Yopon technically is not from the tea plant, so they would always be like, "Oh, it's not tea; it's a herbal tisane or something super, pretentious."
Oh, those pretentious
Yeah.
British
Yeah,
snobs.
yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. They can't get their passport picture right.
Yeah, he's not here. He's not here right now.
He's on another break.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You caught him. Every time you launch a bomb, it's
He's
on a
gone.
break. That's
Yeah.
your fault. Look at your schedule.
Yeah, but so I don't really over here it's really not that snobby. I think we're kind of in like and we're not, I don't know, I wouldn't say we're really in like the tea world. We're kind of with like the environmentalists and like the people like the people who are into like health stuff and people who are into sustainability. And then there's also tea people. So I feel like that we're kind of in a different lane than like a traditional, like we're not going after Tazo or Lipton or anything like that. So we're kind of in like a different world, which is like difficult because if I go to like if I go to Publix and try to pitch in the product, they want to put us in that world, and like or Walmart wants to put us in that world.
What about like because I know we try to do this a little bit too with what we do, and we know the things that we like have a tendency to sort of land into a very Florida-centric kind of area. And the fact that, I will say, the number one thing of your product and why I'm excited about it, knowing that, you're from my area, Florida, grown, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's something very neat to say, like, oh, this cup of tea I'm having
it's all part of it.
Yeah, this is a new Smyrna Beach.
Yeah.
There is. So that's my number one thing when I hear that. Of course, I would rather drink your tea than anyone else's.
But also buying into the story, and I'm sure Jesse's told you, like, and I've talked to Jesse about this, like, dude, people are buying you, and he knows it. It's like oh dang, and you have a great product, but it's you, and I think that's the same thing with you guys. It's your story. It's the fact that you lived here, you started so young, and built this company is, I think that story people love.
Our listeners are very clever, too. Grady Season says, and this is a great idea, he says, I really enjoy a good Arnold Palmer drink. Mm-hmm. Be nice to make a Florida tea, maybe pour a Mike's lemonade.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, not to make
Yo Palmer.
Yeah, like a Yo Palmer.
Yeah. So Mike's hard to make it a very Daytona Arnold Palmer, but it's okay.
So kind of
Daytona Beach.
It sounds like you guys have a successful business already, but a business that's growing. And are you currently still in UCF?
Yeah, so I've been kind of I'm actually at the Rosen School, a hospitality student, and I've been, just because we've been doing this for so much, and I've been kind of stringing out my college for like 7 years. So I'm actually done this semester. So thank Christ, I'm so happy to be done. But yeah, so I'm still there, and I actually do, once a week, my classes, I actually do like some mentoring. There's that word again, for different students at UCF and stuff as well.
Oh, that's great.
So I'm still there, but I'm on my way. I got one foot out the door right now.
Oh, Tom just sent me a letter. I'll read this. It says, ask Kyle if we can see his girlfriend's feet on the Zoom cam.
God,
you know what?
I did not write that.
I appreciate it. It's not Fun Friday, sir.
I'm curious, is there a machine that harvests like
your girlfriend's feet?
No, the leaves, or like how does that work? Or is it like literally you have to pick them all off?
So yeah, there are machines that do it. It's kind of hard for us right now in the format we're harvesting, but we would like to have one day. But right now we're doing it by hand. So we have a really good team of harvesters that they make a living wage and we pay them really well. And it's hard work, but they do really, really well, and they found out ways to make it really efficient.
Are they American harvesters?
Yeah, they are.
Don't answer that. Just
or are they international?
There could be international harvesters.
I was a tractor.
So
you got it. You're our winner.
Is all your sales online? Or are you in some retail outlets?
Yeah, so we do a lot of online. We do. I think, it's kind of 50-50. Well, it's kind of 50-50. We do online. We also do like all the tea for Foxtail here in Orlando.
Oh, nice.
So we do the tea program. We're in about 400 stores nationwide, and we do we're nationwide with World Market too.
Oh, I love World Market. Yeah,
World Market's really cool. They're a really good customer of ours, and they're we kind of and like I said, it's kind of cool. They didn't put us in that weird you're tea lane. They let us kind of be our own thing. So they're really, really good.
That's really cool. I'll have to try and check that out. That place, man, you can wander around in there and buy a bunch of stuff you should not buy. Your wallet
including
just,
tea.
your wallet flies away. And I encourage people to do that.
Kyle, congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
It's awesome to hear your guys' story and the fact that you're local, and
Indeed.
I really do love entrepreneurship and
And you're not the
business.
biggest coffeeman. Why aren't you drinking this?
I
dude?
know, I know.
And then you're a big Florida guy,
But
you know.
Can I? And Kyle, I know you listen to the show. You're a BDM, correct?
Yeah.
And you've listened to the show for a
You
while.
could just be saying that.
And you heard when me and Daniel went off on our own, and that gave you some inspiration, correct?
You took years off my life. Yeah, I'm still recovering
coming.
from
Can
it.
I give you? I'll give you one piece of Tom Van business advice before we
Okay.
go. And
Freebie.
it's
Freebie.
I know from talking to Jesse and other people that this is probably eventually going to happen. You grow your business, you get bigger and bigger. You start scaling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have a brilliant. You found a space where you can get land at a premium because the citrus farmers and the fact that you could use that land, and the awesome idea. So you eventually will get to a point where, like, Big T or Mr. Lipton.
Well, wait a minute.
starts-
You make us call you Big T around here
They come to you
when you're wearing your cowboy hat.
and they just offer you a wheelbarrow of money to
Yeah.
buy the company, and because they want the local tea brand and like the same
'cause
thing craft beer.
we want to be relatable and then suck all the money out of the people.
Please just take the money, take the millions.
And let them destroy your brand and
But-
don't care about it.
Yeah, because don't be the person that's like, no, I built this with my own blood, sweat, and tears, and I'm never giving it up. Never.
And let them change the logo to an alligator
and-
wearing a chef hat.
Because then they'll just steal your idea, start growing their own Yopon, and become a big Yopon,
Yeah.
and then start using their marketing dollars to crush you under their boot. Just sell the company.
Because you're always going to be a
and then-
little fish, big Yopon.
And then please, Kyle, buy some sort of scarab or power boat, and then on the back just call it T Money. Because
Oh my
or
God.
get a Lambo or whatever sports car with a novelty plate T Money. Just please T Money.
No.
in some
I got a better
aspect.
name. How
That's
about-
my dream.
Okay, I want the back of your boat to be the eggplant emoji.
Okay.
And then it says caffeinated behind it. Decaffeinated. There it is. There it is.
No, we had a guy one time tell us that we should call ourselves, or I should call myself T Diddy. So I might do that too.
No, that's a
But-
bad idea. That's
Why
a
don't you call
horrible idea.
yourself? You know what?
Horrible
Why
idea.
don't you call yourself?
Kyle, I'm just bullying you.
Why don't you?
I know, it's okay.
You could abbreviate your name like the famous golfer Dick Titty, and just call yourself D instead of T Diddy.
Sorry,
good.
Kyle.
I like Dancing with the Fire.
So, I'd love to check back in with you
of course.
once you get super
Once you get rid of
rich.
that mirror.
and then see where you got in a year or so. Just send us an email and let us know what's
Do you have
going
a
on.
mascot at all for your team?
Not really. I kind of always wanted to have one, but we don't right now. So
Tom and I'll get work. We're good with mascots. We'll get working on that.
If you
Like
guys think we got a
Leafy.
mascot, that'd be great.
Leafy.
Let me know.
Could we do some co-branded Tom and Dan tees?
Yeah.
Where, like teabag
Yeah.
with our face.
We definitely can do that.
We
No,
want.
yeah, we
okay,
actually-
we have this
we do that stuff all the
idea.
time.
We have this idea for
Hold on.
magnets that are shaped like
Don't tell them
scrotum.
that.
Don't talk about it.
Don't tell them about
That's
the
a secret.
magnets.
They're called magnuts.
That's all.
And we're going to combine magnuts with the tea-bag. And
Yeah. Okay, now you got me.
yeah,
You got
I'm
me.
telling you. And then something, and then
All full circle.
and then Travis is drinking our fish shrimp water. We're tasing him.
Do you do some like co-branded stuff and do some teas?
yeah. So we do a ton of co-branded stuff. We actually every
Show me
month
your tees. There it is.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that was almost a shirt actually one time, but then obviously my
Then you're
my
wised
partner
up.
shot it
Yeah.
down.
And then your girlfriend's
Yeah.
like, "You can't do that. My grandma won't stop making me
Shut
these
it down."
hideous mirrors."
But yeah, so we do the co-branded stuff. Actually, every month we do we do a different charitable one, but we like donate.
Way to
we'll make
way to suck the jokes out.
No, but I'm gonna come back around.
I want money.
No, we can definitely do that. We're like that. Well, I'm trying to get out.
How are we gonna get rich if we're helping everybody? Oh God, I gotta figure this out.
Come on, Teeman. Yeah, all right.
God.
Well, Kyle, I'll shoot you an email because we'd love
You
to
are
do
now
something.
Kyle
Yeah.
the Demon Teeman.
I'm sorry.
You all right? You okay?
You
You're gonna
sip of
cry?
tea.
You gonna cry in front of Kyle?
So corrupt. These guys are
It's so
insane.
good.
All right. Sorry, Kyle. So
We don't know what to do now, Kyle. How do we get rid of your Zoom call? I'm kidding.
I don't know. I'm so bad at Zoom. I don't know.
Let's plug the website real quick so people can
Yes.
go online and order the tea.
I have the tea. You should buy the tea.
Yeah.
Buy the tea.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you.
It's good
Yeah,
tea.
it's just YauponBrothers.com. So YAUPON Brothers.com. And then you can also get us at we're at all the Foxtail Coffees here locally. We're at downtown Credo, Infusion Tea, a bunch of places in Orlando.
Not to be confused with Tom and I in luchador mask on a porno website called Yo Poon Brothers. We're the Poon Brothers.
It's not as popular as
He
the other
laughed. Stop laughing. It's your fault.
one. Hey, you're egging us on, Kyle.
stop
because-
egging us
Sorry, it's
on.
really funny.
Yeah, it's all funny until the Poon Brothers show up.
That was our slogan. It didn't work out. Sorry,
See
Kyle.
you, dude. You win.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll
All
talk to you later.
We got you in a lot of trouble with your girlfriend. I know it. I know we did.
Yeah. He's like, God, I was going to tell my family I was on the radio, but now
Now I
won't.
can't say
No,
nothing. I'm
no.
glad my brother didn't hear this. How'd the interview go? It was fine. It was fine. It was good. They're a lot weirder than I thought.
I don't understand what they wanted from me.
I don't know.
That's why I feel the
Connection
overwhelming.
was bad. They were screaming Poon Brothers the whole time.
I think the overwhelming feeling of every guest is, what did they want
Well,
from
what
me?
do you want us to do? Do you want us to get talked about?
Oh, how difficult was it selling tea during the virus? Oh, what is your stance on politics? Oh, how's your marriage? Oh, do you like abortion?
I'm just going to yell Poon Brother until I die. It's way more fun. It's all I've got.
What do you think about abortion?
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Let's do some voicemails.
Let's ride it out now. We gotta ride it out.
All right, we're closing it. What do we got here?
All right, I got to get them. Hold on. I got to get them first. Voicemail. He was a nice. You know what? I can tell I'm getting old because I look at people like that, and I want to say to you, well, he's a nice boy.
Right.
I want to say that.
Yeah. I also, man, you don't know how I feel when I see you. I'm like,
Are
oh
you
man.
mad at him?
No. I think I'm like, he knows. I think, and I don't know
Yeah.
what he
That's
knows.
accurate.
Oh, I know. He also, all those guys.
I'm like, how does
that
he
you
know?
we're going to be rich?
Who
they
knows?
all- I guarantee you, his girlfriend's smoking hot. Number one.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you why. He looks like a Facebook man. They all
Zuck?
They all look like a Zuck. If you know they're super geniuses, you know it.
I like.
No, don't say it. I already have a bad feeling about it.
Oh, yeah. I have a voicemail loaded.
Every once, okay. Oh my God! Every once in a while, I come across like it's usually
Here
an
we go,
older.
Sam. Buckle up, Sam.
It's
I'm ready to
usually
go.
an older guy, and I think everybody can picture what I'm about to describe. But it's an older guy that has like a mom and pop business, right? Like, and he's run the business for like 35 years, and he's been in the same, corner and the same strip mall or whatever it is, and he's done the same thing for 35 years. They don't change,
Like the cash register
yeah.
store. There's a cash register and like, what are those things called?
Typewriter?
Typewriter store up the street. That guy held out for, I want to say he held out for 9 years.
And when you go and you look at his desk, it's filled, piled with paperwork.
White
and,
paper, yellow paper, pink paper.
and all disorganized.
Yeah.
And then, but he has this little system, and he puts it's like almost like a hoarder system where he's
You're
like,
just describing your desk.
I'm scared.
Me too.
All the veggies.
Well, I need help. I'm telling you
We
guys.
can Baker Act you, and I'll take over the company. Like
Let's hire Kyle to be your mentor.
I will take over like Jamie Spears. I'm the Jamie Spears
Oh,
of this show. And
Lock him up.
Samantha's going to make me so rich, she's going to buy me a boat.
I want that. It's like all I want is someone to take over all my assets.
Yeah.
And the whole, and then just tell me that
I'm
like,
kind of with
you can
you.
Here's your allowance.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of with
You
that,
can
too.
do
If you took away my social media, that'd be great. I need that taken away.
You get
If
one
take
crazy
away the
video a
internet,
day.
you give me a boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever you want to give me. You put me in front of the video, film me, make me perform to it. That's fine. That's what I need to be doing. Free thinking? I don't need to be free thinking. That's when it starts. That's when the demons come in. The demons.
No.
They get in my head. They start talking to
I
me.
wish someone freedom is overrated.
You know what? We're the number one freedom's overrated podcast.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Yeah, I like it when my wife says, I'm like, okay, you want to see me scared? Saturday, I'm like, what are we doing today? And Andrea's like, well, you got no plans. I'm like, terrified. But if she goes,
Yeah.
well,
this is it.
Maisie's got
Scheduled
to
out.
dance, and you got to go to this, and you got to
Yeah.
drop me off here, you got to pick this thing up, then you got to go check on that thing for your mom's house, and then you got to come back,
Yeah.
and then we're going to do, I don't know what we're doing
need
for dinner.
structure.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, this sounds
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. It's like when Red got out of prison, he couldn't.
Oh, God.
He couldn't one drop without the boss saying so. Anyway, bye.
Welcome to another A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha's here. Butler's here. I consume 3 to 4 Diet Mountain Dews or Mountain Dew Zeros a day, and I need to stop.
Yeah.
And you guys, during the ramp, a lot of people don't know that we're sitting here, we're waiting for makeup to come. They're coming,
Yeah.
they're dressing us, and kind of everybody's running around here, and we're signing checks and, cashing checks.
When can we get hair and makeup for the studio?
Money and everything, but never.
Next year,
Who's going to do it? Butler?
You got to hire somebody.
Yeah, we'll get a hair and makeup person that will be on call
I want it
every
to
morning.
be bungalower.
Bungalow.
I think his name is Brendan.
Brendan, yeah.
Mr. Bungalow.
I don't think he goes as Mr.
I think he does go by Mr. Bungalower.
Mr. Bungalow. No, Tom can't say bungalower. Tom says bungalow or bungalore.
Does he do hair and makeup?
No.
He does his own.
He's an artist.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, I don't think there's anything
looks
Brendan.
fantastic.
I don't think there's anything Brendan really can't do. He's kind of one of those guys. He's like Gannon, but gay.
Yeah, okay. He's like a Renaissance man.
Yeah, he can do
Yeah.
anything. Like, I don't think there's anything.
all gay things.
No. He can do. He can.
Not that things are.
There's some blade in there. He can run between worlds. But it is weird that I don't think he'll do weird stuff. He'll be like, I'm putting on this crazy event right in this like space, and I've got it all designed, and I designed the workspace, sold all the advertising,
Yes, yeah.
did all the bleachers. Like, he's weird that he can pull off big or small. He can do it all.
Yeah.
Bungalore.
talented.
Bungalore.
And he has fun the whole time doing it. That's
I've been figuring you out a little bit. I've been figuring out that lately we've been peeling back this hate onion, and underneath we have found a beautiful green sprout of a blossom of fun that you have inside of you, sir.
It's deep down in
It
there.
is deep down in there.
When,
I think he wants it. He craves it.
The last 2
He
days,
just doesn't know how to do it.
we have had fun.
Yeah.
Debatable.
I mean, we have fun certain days, and then other days not so
Yeah,
much
but
fun.
usually you set the tone, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Daddy Tone.
Yeah, you're Big Daddy Tone. You're Tone Loke. You're the Tone Loke of the show.
No, I'm not.
You are Osmosis Jones.
Did you guys see? Remember, I was telling you yesterday about
Please,
that.
changing the subject. It got too fun.
Well, what do you
Yes,
want?
sir. No, it's fine.
What?
Did we see
your
some boring
question, yes.
documentary? Just tell us.
Your question, sir. Your question.
I saw
about,
a boring documentary.
what is it
We
about? A
knew
guy?
it.
Oh, it's about. Let me guess. About a mountain climber.
There was
Every documentary
Some
you
lady
watch
in a
about
car.
a goddamn mountain climber. Oh, you're a free climber, free climber, free climber, free climber.
Some retired
Just
sports person.
freaking climb already.
That I did watch the end of
God.
the Lady in the Dale on HBO.
Is that a series?
It was a docu-series.
It's about Dale Earnhart's wife, and it is riveting.
It was that's really good. You go watch it. If I say too much, it'll give it away. But it's about basically like a guy who started out as a scam artist. Then he transitioned to a woman that didn't understand. This is like a 70s, like,
Whoa.
and then you look back and you're like, whoa, people were way less understanding. You're like,
yeah.
well, bad.
Yeah.
Like to the point, like just a little bit before that, putting people in jail for these kind of things. It's like crazy.
I've
Anyway,
never.
it's-
If you're connecting the dots, it's usually like man to woman, not scam artist to woman. That's a
But-
weird transition to me. But hey, It's your life to live.
And then it kind of goes beyond that, and starts talking about the history of transsexuals in the United States, and then like the education and stuff, which does go to show me, just like I was telling you, like the more you're exposed to things, the more you see things, the more normalized it becomes, and that's
almost like knowledge is power.
That's how things change. It's like
they've been telling us this for years.
They've been trying.
Listen and
so
read
obvious,
and do your studies and just learn. The more you learn, the more you'll understand.
But even beyond learning, it's just being exposed.
You have to be open to it too,
and seeing and understanding and just seeing more.
And those around you that might be influencing you need to be open to it. And maybe need to be open to you maybe finding your own way if you don't necessarily agree with what they're indoctrinating you into, correct?
But that's not the one I want to talk. I want to talk about Iceman.
Oh,
yeah, all right.
It wasn't on documentary. It was on Real Sports.
Is this a who's Iceman?
It's
that can be really good or really bad. It can either be a receiver that is the guy was the slippiest receiver ever, or it can be
the hitman?
A hired hitman.
Yeah. There was the Iceman.
No. It's this guy Win Hoff, and he's known as the Iceman. And
I know his brother Jack.
Yeah.
You know, I'll leave. If you don't want to have fun, get that.
Rip out my computers.
If you'd have done that, it'd have been a fun Friday. All I'm wanting you is to rip all your clothes off and make love to me.
I was more mad that Butler laughed like he's never laughed before. You can get Butler with an old man joke all day long.
I haven't been this happy since I was waiting tables at Uncle DeJohn's.
Butler is an old man trapped in a young man's body for sure.
He's not that young.
He's already playing with Star Wars trains. Every afternoon he goes in there, puts his engineer hat on, and paints a helmet.
He lives a slow, sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah.
He's like,
oh, God. He is the Isaac Asimov slug.
Yeah.
He's sci-fi slug.
He shuffles around and,
it's a great life.
Paints his hobby horses. He's an old man. He is an old man.
Tom just compared your Star Wars stuff.
That's the same. It's the same garbage.
Child's wooden hobby.
No, but it's the same old models and trains.
Yes, it is what old men do. We're all heading this direction. I mean, God, if anybody's trying to savor a little bit of their youth, at least it's you. At least you're trying to do adventures, man. I don't even put any effort in. At least Butler's got a hobby. You know what I do? I sit and I just wait. I just wait for him to come and take me.
I just remember something. My neighbor thought I was a bear on my roof last night, and then started screaming.
Sorry. Did you have the bear suit on?
No, he's up there with a rainbow flag jumping around nude. He's like, there he goes.
It poured rain yesterday, and Crystal, of course, she called me, and she's like, the patio's flooding. I'm like, God.
Well, dude, come on. You just spent money. What are we going to do? Tear it down. You got to tear it down.
No. I haven't fixed the problem.
Well, no.
Always happens.
What is the problem?
The leaves get in the gutters.
The leaves are weak.
Don't you have a lawn maintenance guy? Can they not also clean out your gutters?
Well, yes, they can. If I told them, get them on, I can hire.
You're not going to do it, so.
And it surprises me every year. It's just like a massive tree, leaf fall, and it pours on my roof, and then
seasons are a thing,
and then it's so bad that it clogs the gutters, and then water goes over.
What about the things my dad got?
I know, I had there's a BDM that came over, and
the aluminum. Yeah, my dad got the aluminum inserts on his gutters. He was so proud of this. I mean, it was one of the last things he did before he passed. But when he got it done, I swear to God, he stood out on his back deck, and I think he almost cried. Because leaves, they were so perfect, and he got the aluminum that's wood stamped, so it made his gutters blend into the house. Oh, he lost his mind. Shout out to Sinez. Aluminum.
I need to
They did a really good job for my dad, and he loved his damn gutters. And those carpenter bees, they couldn't get through the aluminum. He was so happy he could finally put his BB gun away.
Listen, this is the definition of insanity, because we're going to talk about this on the BDM show next time. It's like, I know what I have to. I just have to text.
Well, we got a buddy,
and be like, I need the thing. He's a sponsor of the show, and he'd be like, no problem.
This is his
job.
I'm
sending my guy. I just for whatever. I'm like, don't do it.
We'll talk about mine. I don't know if you want to do it. Well, we were going to do it on another show, but we're going to do a BDM show where we're going to actually talk to a gentleman that I have made a mistake and wronged this man over 100 times.
Yeah. It's
You'll just have
insane.
to sign up to be a BDM to find out.
So, anyway, I knew that I had been procrastinating and not cleaning the gutters out, and then this was the final straw, almost flooded. So last night after dinner, I climbed up.
You get up there naked again. Yeah.
I have a ladder just lays on my roof, like at all times, just for emergencies.
Yeah.
So I can get up
Like
there.
in a movie where the kids go up there to escape their abusive stepdad and they go up on the roof. They leave the ladder there so they can go up there and smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like something? Like, go, I'll meet you on the roof. Because get your first kiss up there.
I used to have it hanging in the garage, but from so many times,
You
I'm
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
just leave it.
Well, the shingles are. The thing is grown into the shingles, like it's part of the
It's
house.
part of the
now.
house, yeah.
And so I got up there with some garbage bags, and then the gutter, every gutter was literally, packed. It was like you could count the months because the leaves on the bottom were soaked mush at that point, and then they're drier, like it was rings on a tree,
Like some of the leaves weren't even wearing masks.
And-
That's how old it was. That was like 9 months ago.
in Antarctica where they put that tube down, and then
I love the tube.
and they bring it up and they're like, "This is the Jurassic period." It's like this line is like, "See this dust? That's when the world, the volcanoes erupted, or whatever."
I mean, it's lovely that you have so much nature around you. And sometimes I do think about how beautiful his home is because it's covered in foliage and plants and beautiful old trees. My house, they just came in and they decimated, they tore everything down. They ripped everything, killed
It's
everything.
better.
Concrete jungle.
Yeah, it's a concrete jungle, and I don't even have gutters. And they just put a roof on mine and said, we killed everything, nothing will get in nothing.
No, it's better. I got 2 stinky oaks that just drop leaves, and then the rest are all camphor trees
leaves.
that are all invasive species. It's just like shouldn't even be in Florida. That are just raining leaves. Anyway, I'm up there, and I'm one scoop at a time. And at first, I started.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to live life.
Where I had to get to the edge. I'm wearing sandals, and then squat down. And
You should not have sandals on a roof. At least go barofoot, man.
And then
And the roof's wet because it's been raining.
yeah. And then I'm leaning over.
What are you wearing? You got to paint the picture here.
Chubbies.
Tiny old work chubbies, like the
Work chubbies.
ones that got stained.
yeah.
And then I have old white V-necks. It's all
okay,
dirt.
yeah. So you're dressed like my
true
dad.
in it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my dad, and there are a lot of strange similarities.
And
Florida trash.
and then I'm sitting like most people clean gutters because I think it's a safer way
To lay on their belly.
No, on a ladder, and then they scoop from the
Correct,
top.
yes.
I stand like I'm owling on the
Dude.
edge of my roof,
Stiff and bend over.
and then I lean.
You're gonna get
your head.
vertigo.
Okay, so you stand facing towards the ground, and you
God.
lean over as if
Yeah.
you're going to dive, like you're teaching someone to dive, and you reach in, and you have to do that move where
Between
you have
my
to
legs.
put the weight on your heels, so you don't mushmel in your head.
Yeah. And then I
Dude,
drag.
that's so dangerous.
I
man.
drag the leaf bag horizontally like Santa's gift bag, and it gets bigger and bigger until it's
ripping, and it's ripping all over
Yeah.
the roof because the roof has the grit, and it's just
yeah.
ripping that wet
Sandpaper.
bag and just re-spreading the leaves into everything you already pulled out.
And then, of course, I'm like, oh, this is a 2-bag job. And I get up there, and 2 bags is literally like 10 feet of gutters. And then so I have to
Also,
call.
the bags are filled with water too.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
The
heavy.
chat room wants to point out that your reference to owling is probably the greatest thing said on the show. That's like a 6 to 7 year old reference. It's fantastic, and you are the winner. So you can pick out a prize from the treasure chest when you leave today.
And then so I'm up there, and I'm like, God damn, this is taking so long. Like, and this is like 7:15 at night, pitch black. And so I'm up there.
No
and
mag light, no headlamp, no.
No, nothing, because the light disorients me.
Yeah,
because-
you need complete silence. You're like Daredevil.
yeah, and
You just need your blindness and your little blind stick.
yeah, if I have the headlight, and then if something goes wrong, then like if the light turns off, then it's totally pitch black. That's when I fall off the roof and violently onto my
it's
patio
bad.
furniture. Anyway, so
You do that move where your one of your ass cheeks gets impaled on a fence and you have to
Ooh.
hang there until the fire department. That
that's
happens to rednecks all the
man,
time. They're
yeah.
like, "Where'd it get him? Oh, got him right in his butt house." I've been hanging here for 42 minutes. Oh God, somebody give me a Busch Light.
It gets the meat.
Oh, right in the meat. And your meat, your big country ass from construction working.
It's your muscle ass.
You have a big muscle ass, so that thing's taut, and it will hang you there for days. You can hang there for days. It's the biggest muscle in your body is your construction ass.
It's, so anyway, I have these ear pods in.
So you thought of that in the middle of the night?
Well, no.
Put your ear pods.
Crystal got me AirPods for my birthday.
Does
this
she
year.
call you so she can be with you while you're on the roof?
Well, she does
my
call me a lot
God.
to tell me.
Like while you're listening?
Oh, my
She'll
God.
call him back.
I just
bother
wanted
me.
to say I love you in your ear pods.
I would throw them in the yard.
No, she'll tell me like the boys are doing this, or like,
And it's nothing.
Or like what we're gonna cook for dinner 2 weeks from now. I don't know. It's some nonsense. I'm like, I'm trying to listen to like.
Semantics, yeah.
My stories, yeah.
Great podcast.
No, it's a gambling, and now I'm in investment podcast. It's worse. It's boring. So boring. Anyway, I listen to boring, horrible podcasts while I put leaves, and then all of a sudden I hear something
I'm
like,
going to listen to Investment Morning with
what?
Javier.
Like, what is that? Like, what is that? Hello? And then I'm looking up, and I can't see anything because I
Oh
don't
my
have
God,
my
it's the
glasses.
ghost of the lady that lived next door.
Yeah. No. And then I'm looking through the darkness, and I see like a lady.
Slender Man. There he is. He's there.
It's Castleberry Slender Man.
Which is really just your mailman.
So
Castleberry Slender Man works at Buffalo Wild Wings. He's the manager. He's got a lot of rings.
and it's my neighbor.
Which one?
The
Sally Suntan?
No, is the
Dr. Gould,
the
Pappy
cat-
Gould?
the one
Good-looking
that
Black lady with a knife in her bra?
the cats. The cats.
oh.
Oh, Catman.
It's the
Catman. I love
Catman's wife.
Catman. He's a
she's
good
awesome,
man.
and he's a good man.
Yeah, he's a good man.
He stopped someone from robbing my truck at least once.
He's the leader of your street, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right?
He's trying.
I think Sam and I have already determined if hierarchy.
He's the general.
Yeah, I mean, you're up there. You're up there, but you're not as high as Catman.
Yeah. And so anyway, she was like, "Hello," and she's
Because that's what you would say to a bear.
And then I'm like,
What
hey.
a sweet woman, right? That's
And-
the
yeah.
nicest thing you can
And she's
say.
like, "Oh my God, I heard something rustling around and dragging up there. I was like, it sounds too big to be a raccoon. I thought it was like it's a bear." And then I'm like, "No, it's
It's a
just me."
Drokey the bear.
And like, who cleans their gutters at
A crazy person.
Yeah, it's a crazy person. I think they think I'm
The most
crazy.
unsafe thing you can do is be on your roof at night
In a
after it's
storm,
rained
yeah.
Yeah.
with flip flops on, facing down
Yeah.
with ear pods in.
Yeah,
and no light.
I soon my
Face
legs.
down, ass up. That's the way we clean our gut.
My legs
It almost works. It almost
It
works.
does.
My legs got too tired to owl, and so I just dragged my butt ass across. Like I sat there.
You sat on
ruined my
dude.
chubby's black.
You
a black ass.
sat on. Oh,
Yeah, because it was like literally dragging across the roof as I scraped up the ass of my chubbies and dirtied them up. Anyway,
Did it help? Did it fix the problem? Or?
Well, yeah. Like now it doesn't flood anymore, but it's
There you
still
go.
like
Worth it.
It's still raining leaves so bad. I gotta go up there and blow. Use my blower and then blow all the leaves.
I blow
to
them into the gutter.
I try to. Yeah, there's gutters there, and the leaf waterfall. You know the gutter that was clogged that one time near my house,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
where I put my trash. There's so many.
That's your waterfall lifestyle.
So many leaves. I kick them down there, but I'm like, aren't they just going to clog this storm gutter up and then it's going to flood the whole?
I feel like gutters should be larger.
Yeah.
Especially in Florida. Okay, follow me. You know the tubes
But
that
there are
come
a lot
down?
of leaves down there.
The tubes that come down off your house, those I almost feel like they should be 3 times the size that they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Because,
They should be bigger.
Because leaves in Florida are, we have like jungle leaves. We don't have like little baby, tiny little clover.
Yeah.
We don't have no clover. We got big, like we have leaves that are large enough for rats to get on and float down the St. John.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, that
So that
sounds
was
How long did that
horrible.
take you?
I finished around 8:30.
When'd you start?
Yeah, I started at like 6:30.
What's the rest of the family doing? Like,
Oh,
They're having fun.
Singing Christmas carols by the piano.
No, they're down there running crazy. Then I get back. Well, by the time I got down, there's still boys. It's not like they're sleeping and they're
No.
like, "Good night, Papa." They're running crazy, and then like
Wild animals.
Tommy's like, "I'm hungry." I'm like, "Because you didn't eat your dinner." And because every single time he always like,
yeah.
"I'm full," and then I'm like, "Well, you're not getting anything the rest of the night then."
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm full. I can't eat anymore. What do you want me to do?"
Oh, I like that.
You want to force
it in my? Yeah, I love that.
He says he doesn't say that.
No, but that's the way his tone
Yeah.
makes it. He's just like, "I'm full. What do you? I can't." And then we forced him to take one more bite. He is like
He exploded.
agony. And then Max is like, he's like, "I don't want to eat the rice anymore."
Yeah, May doesn't like vegetables.
Then
are horrible.
2 hours later, they're like, "I'm starving. You're starving
you're
me.
killing me. Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
I just want cheese or one
Yeah, I get all of that.
tiny banana."
Yeah, all Maisie wants is candy at all times.
yeah, yeah.
Just candy.
yeah.
Living off of candy.
I wonder if
Then
we
she
just-
tells me, she's like, "You eat growing food and you're bigger than I am." And I'm like, "God damn, don't be starting that. I'll start. Don't be talking to me that way."
would they ever want? Okay, if you just left out a bowl of candy,
Yeah, they'd eat it all.
and then
Or Maisie would.
Well, and then-
Probably till they puked, right?
and always like a
No,
refill.
she'd stop. But
Yeah, sometimes Tommy and Max are like, "My stomach hurts. I
Yeah.
ate too much candy," and I'm like, "See, I told you," but it doesn't really make them learn their lesson.
No.
Somebody's
Yeah.
eating-
Well, delicious.
I drink too much beer to make me learn.
That's
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm just saying,
Exactly.
we're not that different. I mean, I know more words than Maisie does. Other than that, the minds are pretty close. I'm serious. If you took my brain, if you just took my vocabulary and like maybe the things I've learned from experience, having my heart broken, having been, have a work problem, having to fire somebody,
you see
things
how,
that you have to learn how to, difficult times, powering through something I don't want to do. Put all that in her brain and it's probably the same person.
yeah, it was still
Probably better. It's just a better person.
Every morning,
Younger.
you're like, "Oh God, I'll never drink again." That night drinking, it's the same thing.
Everybody does that.
No one learns that.
Yeah, candy's good.
Yeah.
I mean, people say like, "Oh,
How stupid are we for never learning a lesson? How dumb can we be?
and then we die.
yeah. Then that's the ultimate
Where
lesson.
do you guys? Where are you guys on? Hey, Butler, bring me the stack of stuff on the paper. I got something I want to talk about. Thank you, dude. Welcome back to or starting a corporate time with Tom and Dan.
There
I'm
it is.
Dan.
You
Yeah,
saved
I saved it.
Take that!
Professional. Take that, Jim Phillips. Way better.
Oh my god.
He's a friend of mine. I'm allowed to say that. He texted
probably
me.
like, "I don't care."
Yeah, he doesn't care. I
What's your
texted him
saying?
the other day. He goes, "I'm still under the covers. What are you doing? Have you been to a restaurant?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Gross."
A restaurant. We're the full Corona here. Don't you know? Oh man!
Also,
Logic
never,
Man Andy's got Corona.
also never even could sniff his boots, Jim Phillips. So we'll just power through and act like I never said that. Why does Logic Man, the man made of logic,
got Corona. Yeah. I was talking to him last night.
What was he doing?
He don't know. He just said he woke up feeling sick and then he got the Coronas.
That's how it happens.
But
Sometimes you can just wake up with it.
He said he just got a headache and feels tired. So hopefully it's the mild symptom one.
Did he get a test? So he's
Yeah.
so it is confirmed. He just
Yeah.
doesn't assume that he has it. You know
No,
what's
no.
weird is that I have never, as a hypochondriac, we'll get to embarrassing things. Speaking of embarrassing things, I'm a hypochondriac. And not once have I ever had a sniffle with my seasonal allergies that give me nosebleeds. This is just to show you how crazy anxiety and dealing with it and irrational thought is.
Yeah, because it's not rational.
This is not rational. I have never thought I had corona. Never. Not one time. Even when my nose was bleeding and I was blowing boogers out of it and coughing, I never once, I was like, this is allergies, 1,000,000% allergies.
Yeah, it's actually rational to, like, if you have some sniffles, to, like, maybe think, "Oh, this could be a coronavirus." So, of course, you're not going to think that because you're going to feel like your toes are numb and
Yes.
it's bone cancer.
It's bone-
it's
toe
like
bone.
toe cancer,
Yes.
bone cancer.
How did you know?
Yeah, because it's the most unlikely irrational thing. That's how it works.
I bet you. Okay, I was thinking about the toe thing, and I was going to try to answer your question honestly, as if I'd ever thought that my leg has had cancer, and the answer is yes, I have. That's how embarrassing it is. What do you have to be embarrassed about, buddy?
Oh, a lot.
Well, I mean, the chat room
Oh, my
is
glasses.
just dismantling you because they say You had your glasses on when we started the Twitch
I forgot
broadcast.
I was wearing them.
Yeah, we're
I've been
live.
wearing them more and more, and it's
Because it's great.
making me mad.
Yeah, it gives you less headaches and makes you more productive. You've been getting a lot of work done, too.
I could see.
We're so far ahead today and organized. Look at Samantha came in a little hot this morning
I did.
and we were spicing her up
Oh,
real
yeah,
good.
yeah.
We were really
Oh.
stoking
It was
that fire. It was our
mad.
fault. Yeah, it was our fault.
It must be, you know.
Japanese flag.
I've never heard that before.
The Japanese flag?
Yeah, never heard that
Oh,
one.
hey, got Pearl Harbor over here.
You-
dropping bombs.
Daniel Blue is
Nope.
his
What did I
dad's
blow?
hat off.
Oh, wait.
He's having that.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
Oh, watch out.
Anyway, so the
Well, you have been wearing your glasses. You forgot you had them on. I turned on the cameras. We're live on camera every day on camera.
Yeah.
Except for Saturdays and Sundays. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. You can watch the replays on YouTube. It's gaining steam. It's really good. I think our quality is as good or better than anybody. And you came with your glasses on. They look really nice. You took them off and almost threw them across the room for fear that the chat room would see you wearing them.
Yeah.
And then they just started giving you the business
Well, yeah,
because for years you've been calling them nerds
Yeah,
because a lot of them wear glasses.
I know, yeah, and the probably a higher percentage of them are nerds because they're in a chat room. That's part of it. It's like how many people in this gay bar are gay?
Yeah.
Probably a higher percentage than just random.
Yeah,
You know,
and then there's a few of me in there because I go there to escape people
of
there.
course.
And they pour good drinks.
By the way,
Soccer game. Yeah, I love gay bars.
Yeah, gay bars are great because you can avoid ignorant people. You just go there and then you won't get, let's just say Johnny Redneck will not be there giving you the business.
Girls never feel safer at a bar than at a gay bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, I'm there.
Oh, wait a minute. Unless Tom's there.
Yeah, me and Daniel there,
We've been-
drunk,
yeah.
drunk.
Shout out
Horny.
Shout out to Stonewall
Extra
Bar.
horny.
Well, I was horny for the merman swimming around in the
Yeah.
tank.
But
That's when I found out.
anyway, the only real male influence I ever had was my pop in my life.
I
He
thought you
was
were going to say the merman from Stonewall Bar.
he was the I had my dad, but it's just I can't. It's like under 10. I just don't remember much. Whatever.
Yeah,
But
like
my
if I
pop-pop-
don't make it, I feel like if I don't make it till at least Maisie turns 10, then all of this work I'm doing is for nothing.
Oh yeah, don't forget
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people, I don't know. So I think less concussion people remember younger years.
I have
Anyway,
no idea what you just said.
But those are concussions. So my pop never wanted to admit he was getting older, never, and literally just ignored it and went on with his life. And even when he was he broke his neck falling,
My God,
and he
that's
fell out of his
terrible.
airboat.
My
That was
God.
his first injury. His first injury was at 82, where he was
1982?
No, he was 82. This was in the.
I was like, that's a good run if you
this.
first got hurt in 82.
This was in 2000. Let's say 12.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, when we started the show.
Well, yeah. So he fell out of his airboat because he still could go down to the Everglades every weekend. He'd drive all the way down to the Everglades, and he'd take. This is the one thing. He'd take 44 or whatever, that mid.
It's a dangerous 44 is
country
crazy.
road, but it was slow. with
But 44
traffic
is
lights.
head on, right? I
Yeah,
think
yeah, he
it's
didn't care about
a
that.
single lane death. That's the road that my parents always said if you're going to the beach, don't get on 44,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah. No. By the way, no seatbelt because he had the seatbelt clip that you plug in to keep the
Yes.
beeper off. Because the
Yes.
new trucks,
It's a
he
keychain.
hated that.
It's a keychain, too.
It-
It'll hold your
Yeah.
keys on, and it has an American flag on
Yeah,
it.
it was just basically a
Pretty dope.
seatbelt with a buckle underneath it, just there was a and then he'd clip it so the damn beeper wouldn't.
You can make
tell
your
him.
own if you want to go with me to a junkyard and you got a grinder.
So he'd get on 44 or whatever, drive south to the Everglades, 4.5 hours, stoplights. I'm like, Papa, why don't you turnpike? He's like, no.
No, you ain't paying for that.
No.
Pike.
And then,
Pike rhymes with dark.
and then sorry. And then
It's like a delayed fuse.
he drive down to the Everglades, and then he still take his airboat out. But one time he fell out of his airboat and then jacked up his shoulder. But he fell into a cactus or something.
Oh, wow.
It was
What are the odds? That's Don Quixote style. You
Yeah.
fall off the donkey into the brambles.
whatever he fell into had large spikes, and then he spiked him good.
Oh, man.
Spiked all his
Poor
whole body.
Papa. He's
Yeah.
82 years old. He's all spiked up.
Yeah, but he still, and then his friends got him out of the spike bushes.
What do
and
they
then
do?
They will put him back in his airboat.
It-
and he's
what's he
mad,
doing? Is he
yelling?
laying down?
Yelling. bad things.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Just about anything that's going on in the world. Okay, I got an idea.
Yelling about Obama,
Yeah,
really didn't
of
like
course.
him.
Yeah, about all the things that the
And-
changes being made that he doesn't like.
And then, so they got him back in the airboat, but he screwed up his shoulder, and that was the beginning of him slowing down.
There's typically for older humans there is a defining injury, and then
yeah.
you
And-
gotta if you could get beyond that, you know.
Yeah, if you could rehab from that. But the problem is that it didn't teach him a lesson. He's a fan. He's on Pop-Up.
Yeah.
He didn't learn any lesson from that, and he was mad that it happened.
Serious question about your pop-up.
Yeah.
Which side of said... well, I know the sides of
dad's
your
dad.
family. No, I know, but I'm
Oh.
saying which side carries the ability that you and your son Tommy have to block things out? Because I do feel like that. Did your pop-up have any of that?
Oh, yeah, block everything out. No emotion. Never seen emotion.
Is that tied to the emotion, the ability to, let's say, when Samantha's telling you something and you're in on your phone typing an email to, let's say, Streamline. You're typing something to Brian Zimel, right? And Samantha's talking to you, and I'm talking to you, and the ability for you're not hearing anything. Is that from your dad's side of the family or your mom's side of the family?
No, definitely my dad's side. Like,
Okay.
I think because my meemaw...
And your mom's a talker, so your ability to talk
to talk and
came
BS.
from your mom.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But your ability to not listen
Came
comes
from your dad.
Yeah.
All talk, no listen.
Yeah. It was
That's
the worst
a great
combination.
shirt, and that is a right wing. That is a perfect slogan for a good political news station. Oh man, that's good.
Yeah. So
All talk, no listen. Your opinion doesn't matter. It's Tom Van in the morning.
So after that injury, he started going to the Everglades and riding his airboat less because his shoulder was so messed up.
Right.
Then from that, he had needed another. I think he had a shoulder surgery to repair something, and then a surgery in your 80s. It sets you back longer. So then, and that's the problem. It's just it's what everybody says. It's everybody's right. We're all humans. You get hurt.
Yeah.
You go through some sort of you get sick or whatever, and then that's the beginning of the end. You know what I'm saying? And when you do it in your 80s and 90s, you're already the beginning of the end because that's the end of your life,
Yeah.
right?
Fun Friday.
No, but
Yeah, this is Fun Friday.
But we should know this.
Yeah.
We
because
do know. We don't want to think about it, though.
But if you think about it,
I don't want to think about
I like
it.
you
to
can
stare at
protect
it.
yourself from it.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to
Just
learn.
sit at home and do nothing?
No, you can't do that
Well,
because that's okay. I'll tell you
That's how you die. It's like a motorcycle that
Yes.
doesn't get run. That's why I'm trying to increase my flexibility because I've done so much damage to my body just doing this dumb show and sitting. So bad for you.
So, and this brings up a good point too, because this is something I learned through this whole process. And so when my pop-up, obviously, he was still fine. He was still climbing on his roof and doing stuff, and all his sister who used to live next to him, and all his friends that were his neighbors and stuff would constantly tell me because
Yeah.
they thought that I could tell him because he'd yell at them if they said anything.
Yeah.
But they're like, he listens to you. You're his grandson.
Mind your business.
But he didn't listen to you, right?
Well, I was too afraid to. And
You're not a tough talker.
I would say I would be like, Pop-Up, you shouldn't be doing it. He's like, I know, you'd be like,
I know I shouldn't, but
You
I'm
will
gonna
tell
anyway.
me
I can
nothing.
do it. He's like, I could do this, whatever. I'm like, and then I'll be like, you can do this. I believe in
Yeah.
you.
Maybe
Oh,
he'd
well,
stand over you.
that's just you supporting.
You're weak.
So, but they during then he broke his neck. That was the bad one.
Yeah, that's bad.
And then he fell and broke his spinal cord.
Was he cleaning the gutters at night? on his
No,
house?
this
By
was.
the way, have you seen Tom's wrist?
What's going on? Oh, he's got his watch on.
Oh no, the other one. You might want to put some Neosporin or something on
What
that.
is it?
That was the gutter in
Yeah,
the-
he's cut and he's got a red mark moving down his
Nah.
arm towards his heart.
Are
That's
we sure?
It's fine.
typically infection.
But
wasn't self-harm?
so no, yeah,
He's no.
I never.
Too lazy to cut his arms.
That never occurs to me. Even if the worst possible things happen to me, I'm like, well, I'll eventually die. So
Just
why?
wait it out.
Yeah, wait it out.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's coming.
because
I don't need to help it.
In the grand scheme of things, it's a blink of an eye anyway. So what is now
Oh,
or 20
now
years?
they're clowning you hard, the chat room, because they're like, watch and glasses in the same day. Look at how old
Well, he
you
could
are.
see his wrist, so he remembered to put his watch on.
Look how old you are now. now. Yeah, that's true. You had your glasses on. You were able to see your bedroom and
Yeah.
find your watch.
So there's 2 points of the story. One
Oh, they're getting you.
is my pop-up taught me 2 things because there's a problem too where if you stop doing things, then that escalates.
You can't become too complacent.
Yeah. If you just like, well, I'm not going to go outside anymore because that's dangerous. I'm just going to sit inside. Then you go down fast. Like you have to keep exercising. You have to keep your muscle mass up. That's why I'm like, my papa was still riding an airboat at 82. He went to Alaska with me, walked around everywhere. I
Yeah,
did
do
in the
stuff.
80s.
Do you need to use a lot of muscles to ride an airboat?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
because you have to get on.
I'm active is I think what he means.
You have to
more. It's
maintain
not like
active.
he's lifting weights, but
No.
for old people,
He maintained his property.
like my pop-up, or my pop-up was a guy named Pa Bob. That's what I called him. That's my dumb name for my grandpa. And Pa
you walk on
Bob,
the Appalachian Trail.
well, that's Andreas.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah,
still
yeah.
alive. Mine died at 98. He was still driving and going everywhere he went. When we killed his routine because it wasn't safe, he died.
Yes. And so
That's what happened. It wasn't, we didn't want to, look, he drove with me in his, he had I think it was a Thunderbird, the wrong way on a one-way street. Cars were going off the side. I'm in the passenger seat with my parents following, and then when we got to the house, things had to be changed because Bob wasn't, he just wasn't, his faculties weren't there.
So back, and then after he broke his neck, and then he rehabbed from that, and he was mad at the rehab center because it was like an old folks home too, and he
Yeah,
didn't want to be
yeah, they
there.
don't like that.
So after he got back from that, he still wouldn't use his walker or anything, and everybody was yelling, and they were telling me like, you got to get him to use his walker.
He's bullheaded.
And then at a certain point, people like friends and family started talking to me and saying like maybe it's time that he goes and lives at a different place. They can take care of him 24 hours,
Right.
but
Like a strip club.
And I kept saying, I was like, if we move him out of his house and he goes and he's going to die immediately and also be miserable. So I'm going to keep him in his house.
Yeah.
And if he falls and kills himself by accident, then that's how it's going to happen. Because if I move him to someplace, it'd be like, all right, Pop-Up, for your own safety, sit in this bed until you die.
Yeah.
Like he's going to stay. I'm going to let him do whatever he wants. And if he accidentally dies, that's how he's going to do it because I'm not shipping him somewhere for him to die in a slowly. So
What if you moved him in with you?
Well, he don't want to do. He don't want to do that. It's like you live in his house.
It
Now,
becomes like a set in your way. Even
I
with
got
my
someone
mom.
to help him and stuff, but he wanted to be in his house and he
Yeah.
wanted to, be there. And
And they don't like change it. Even my mom, the house was so big. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get her to downsize. She don't want to downsize.
You move out of your routine, out of your comfort level, like out of what you're used to doing, and that's going to kill you fast.
Yeah.
And you're going to be miserable. So why do it? Like what? To extend? People constantly think about extending your life. Well, like, he could live another year if he didn't do anything. Well,
But
that's
what's
only
the
once
quality
again.
of life, too?
Why
Yeah.
why does he want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saving his life for what? Like
Right.
from
in a lot
self-
of ways, though, if you in the family, one of the reasons why you would save the life is selfish. It's for you.
Yeah,
Because
just you want him
you're
alive.
It's so the thought of losing that person, or not having, a bunch of years with them is very sad.
Now, luckily, he still had it together mentally, so he made all his own decisions.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Right.
I've asked, believe me, I was like, hey, do you want, hell no. Like, I knew the answer, but I did ask him, like, hey, you can go to something, like, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Of course not. He's like, I never wanted to do that.
I don't know what I want, though, because you telling me that, like, if you came to me tomorrow and said, Dan, I talked to Andrea, and for your safety, we're moving. I want you to lay in this bed. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is pretty dope. And I'd slide in there. I'd be like, can you bring me like my dogs to snuggle with, and maybe like my iPhone and then my headphones?
Here, what I think I realized, like, we say that now because it's a funny joke because they're busy as hell. We just want some GD rest, right? But once you start getting taken away from you, and this goes back to my glasses.
It'll all go crazy.
Like, I am wearing these glasses because I can see better with them because apparently I'm 39 and my eyes are going to hell.
You're
right?
39?
And
Hey, you're 40.
So still in my 30s.
One more year.
Yeah, I know.
Second youngest member of the show. I want to say that.
All right.
So I'm on the bottom 50 of the young. Me and Samantha, young crew. You and Butler, old. Anyway, but so the glass. I'm just like my pop in the fact that any reminder, I don't want to even be like. I
Why don't you
want
get
to acknowledge
contacts?
it.
Get contacts.
Two, I mean, that's also like bad at life. Can't ever like the fact that I just.
How about a
Oh,
monocle?
he'll lose context crazy.
How about
Yeah,
a
yeah,
monocle
I'm
on
not
your
disappointed in
keychain that you know, like
No, no.
like you know, you hold like jeweler's loop.
And my eyes aren't even that bad. It's just staring at screens
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
keep saying that. It's weird. I put your glasses on the other day. They were burning holes in my retinas.
They're barely. I think we got the same prescription.
I don't know. But yours are huge, though. Why are they so big? It looks like the windshield of a Hummer.
And I deserve to get made fun of because that's what I do. I make fun of people. I'll take it all. I'll take what. I'll
He
take
is.
any amount.
He's
of,
the toughest.
I will never be emotionally.
That's true.
Bothered by someone making fun of me ever. No, there's nothing you could say. I wish there's a competition about it. 'Cause
I think there
win
is.
Dead inside.
Yeah, I think there probably is.
It's like,
But
you
Roast
won.
battle?
You're
you'd
the
have
deadest
to,
inside.
you'd have to be a villain.
I'm like, do I want to
No,
win?
you're a good person, though. You're not a bad person. The contest is for worst person. You just happen to have a superpower, and you're a good person. Doesn't work as well. We got to take a break because guess who? You got a
Oh,
friend.
yeah.
We got a friend
That's it,
coming.
yeah.
Okay, bye.